Hello and welcome, Smite fans. We are back with game 2 of Infirmary Gaming versus Focus. I'm Silent Shadows and I'm joined by my co-caster Josh Goggles. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing pretty well.
And of course, doing all the camera work is Krios for us. Give a quick shout out to him as we are going into this game. Same picks and bans so far.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the same first pick out of Infirmary Gaming. Hunbots is still like this very strong character, but for the most part, I would say that and Fireball Explode actually Focus will be are on order side this game, so they will first pick that Hunbots. So interesting juxtaposition that we have here.
Yeah, the Hoonbots, we've seen the exact same picks and bans, except on the other side, it's going to be first pick of the Hoonbots for Infirmary Gaming this time. Susanoo being hovered. I'm not surprised at all. I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't see Infirmary Gaming try to switch up their picks ban strategy after they had such a hard time the last game, though they actually went to a surrender about 15 minutes in. But now Poseidon and Susanoo, I like the Poseidon. I'm not sure how I feel about the Susanoo.
So way back in season three when Susan and Hunbots were super strong, basically people said, wait, Hunbots is just a better Susan. And right now it's just, okay, they have Hunbots or Hunbots is off the table. Let's just grab Susan. So basically it's a slightly worse Hunbots, so to speak.
I guess I still feel there's other junglers as well, and you don't necessarily have to rush out into it super early. I guess it kind of shows your hand. There's no need to pick up the jungle when the jungle's on the other side, at least until the third pick. But if you're worried about possibly Susanoo getting picked away here, there's a lot of other good picks could have been here. It just seems kind of a strange choice, but either way, Cupid is gonna be the lock. So Hoonbots, Hercules, Cupid. First two, I'm not questioning. Third one, it's like you better really like Cupid.
So basically Cupid is in this very interesting position right now in terms of ADCs. He's an incredibly strong laning ADC, and in the 1v1, he's terrifying. But generally speaking, you don't really see Cupids until after the opposing ADC has been picked, because he's very strong in certain matchups, but very weak in other matchups, such as a Rama matchup, which unfortunately is very favored for the Rom.
Yeah, I think really with gods like Cupid, it's all about whether you really like it. I mean, Panda Cat really brought out the Artemis so famously, and we've seen a number of SPL players play the Cupids, such as Oceans. I don't think it's bad at all. I think you really have to know what you're doing on it to make it fully work and get all the benefit of Cupid out of it. I think the one good thing is that a lot of ADCs are trying to avoid building lifesteal right now, and Cupid works really well into a non-lifesteal build.
No, yeah, definitely. Cupid with that heart bomb sustain, and thanks to Transcendence providing you so much power, and the fact that his passive no longer is consumed when you draw hearts, so you just get so much HP. It's like 450 health that you get when your hearts are maxed out.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of health you get back. A lot of times, what you see is Cupids going for the poke. They try to hit some extra damage off the heart bomb, a couple autos, and then dash away. Use the heal off the hearts, and just keep rinse repeat over and over again, just to get a little bit more healing, more damage. You get a little bit of out trade, even if you take a little bit more damage. Either way, Sobek picked up as a third pick for Infirmary Gaming, and it seems like we're going to see a Kepri and Medusa ban.
Sobek is very strong. He's that initiator, and he has the anti-heal for the Hercules and Cupid. Meanwhile, the Medusa ban, it's kind of interesting because some people think that Cupid has a super favorable matchup against Medusa, others don't, so it's one of those interesting positions. But I like the Odin ban coming out here from Focus. Odin would be incredibly strong against the Cupid and the Hercules, as well as being comboed with the Susan ult and the Poseidon ult and the Sobek ult. So I like the Odin ban, and Zeus going to be the last ban here. It's also a very good ban considering they have their mid laner, and Zeus is just an incredibly strong mid laner right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not surprised at all to see the Zeus ban, though I think there's also a lot of other gods. I'm surprised we're not seeing the Thoth ban as well. If they're really looking to target out mid laners, Thoth's been really popular. Now, Rama picked up as well. Definitely a really solid god. I don't think Rama's really ever gone out of favor ever since, season 3 or so. He's really kind of always been a staple. Sometimes he's really high on the tier list. Sometimes he's kind of just A+, but he's always really been there.
No, he's kind of like Thor in the same regard, where he will always be that solid character in that role. But sometimes there will just be characters such as Hunbots who are just stronger.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. There's a lot of Marvel's potential, of course, coming out of Rama, Marvel's signature god. See the Raw, even more snipes as well, but on the other end, being hovered here with the Kuzenbo. I don't think we've actually seen a Kuzenbo in any of our PSL games so far. It's the first time we are seeing him played, and he's being played for Focus. What do you think about Kuzenbo, Josh?
He's in this very interesting spot where he can be incredibly strong in the right hands. He just needs to make sure that he survives this early to mid game where he can suddenly get that maxed out reflect on his two and be able to, if possible, excuse me, pick up a thorns or just play this very disruptive characters, kind of like in the same vein as Hunbots, where you disrupt the backline, you control one or two characters, and you just push someone out of position and pick them off.
It seems that Slayer Prodigy is trying to figure out what he wants to play against this Kuzembo, which I assume will go in the solo to see a Herc support, but I could be crazy wrong here. But either way, I don't know. Kuzembo's this interesting god where he's so bad, but he's so good. It's just such a weird thing. Is if you manage to get in the right scenarios where his reflect has a lot of work back, he's able to use the thorns, and he's able to just get this crazy amount of damage reflect back that the other carries can't deal with. He's so good, but if he doesn't get any of that off, he's so bad.
No, yeah, definitely. I would also say that as it's just a lot of that comes back to surviving the early game. If he can get out of that early game, that slump where he's very weak, he can definitely do a lot of work in the mid to late game. And his Kappa does so much poke damage in the early stages, it's insane. And that thing is so tanky.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to the match. Guys, get in here and see what we can do for you. Get synced up, get everything played. Hopefully, this is going to be a good one, guys. We don't see anything crazy happen, though, of course, I guess crazy is fun to cast, right, Josh?
No, yeah, definitely. I would say to an extent.
To an extent,
To an
sometimes
extent.
you like that spice in your life, but even for people who like spicy stuff, sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, anyway, guys, we're going to be seeing on the right side for Infirmary Gaming in the red trunks, Majin Katetsu, Saint Zap, 77, I'm Bob, Dimungia, and Slayer Prodigy. And on the left side for Focus in the blue trunks, Fireball Xplod, CMO3, Jake Amaro, Mystic, and Mata.
Your left hand, or excuse me, your right hand UI, Infirmary Gaming, Slayer Prodigy, Saint Zaps, I'm Bob, the Mungoya, and Majin Katetsu.
Yep, we have all of those players here for you guys to sit and watch. Of course, Focus won the first game, and they're looking to get a 2-0 here. Now, this isn't in the exact same way as SPL, so getting a 2-0 just only means you get 2 points. We're giving a point per win here in the Phoenix Smite League rather than 3 points for a 2-0, only 1 point for a 1-1 trade. Looks like there could be 3-man in the middle lane. We saw CMO3 try to get a push on the mid laner, and he actually did get a lot of damage off to I'm Bob in the early stages, but they know what's going on. He's not stepping on a tower this time.
Now, yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, and they won't get fooled a second time here.
Yeah, they're playing pretty cautious here. Either way, just gonna be standard starts from both teams. Nothing crazy happening. No jungle strats, no support in the middle lane. Just seems to be standard. We do end up seeing the support Kuzembo, which I don't think professional play. We saw him a number of times in Europe in the solo lane, but nothing for support.
Actually, an interesting point to make out here in this dual lane clear is that Nene Kappa actually draws creep aggro, so they could theoretically, with the Heart Bomb, group up the creeps with the Kappa and then clear the wave super easily that way, thanks to Heart Bomb. But in mid lane, Saint Zaps is going to get picked off here.
Yeah, free kill for them. The Celestial Beam is going to miss onto I'm Bob, and so unfortunately, Mata's not going to get 2 kills there. The first blood going over to Focus as the speed buff's going to be invaded, and I feel like we're just seeing deja vu here, Josh. This is almost the same thing that happened last game.
Now, yeah, draft for that early to mid-game pressure, snowball that lead, and they have theoretically a much weaker early game, but thanks to that first blood, they're going to be able to take the early lead here. And Focus actually has a comp that honestly is much better at when they get
Yeah,
that lead.
this is once again the same thing that happened last game, fighting onto the left side instead of the top right end on the other way. The dual lane's going to catch each other out, but once again, we saw the speed buff and the red buff go the way of Focus on Infirmary Gaming's jungle, and Saint Zaps is a full level behind now, just really not in a good position to try to carry this game.
Yeah, most definitely. Early game, I'm just going to be super in the hands of Focus. Stun onto Sobek and dual aim, but not much is going to happen. Infirmary will be able to secure the Oracles, but right-hand side, Focus just securing their own buffs. And looking forward into this game, Focus, their team fight is so incredibly strong right now.
Yeah, I'm really surprised we didn't see a 4-man gank here onto the left side. Mystic and JK were pushed up, and they were at the Oracles were Poseidon and Susana, but they didn't go for it. And Mystic and JK were continuing just to push these waves in. They have the lane advantage, and they know how to continue pushing. Either way, and they're going to go, it seems, for purple. They could get caught out here if Poseidon and Susana don't know what they're doing, but no, once again, they're going to continue to get out, playing very aggressively. And I think in a number of other games, you would have seen a big punish there.
No, yeah, definitely should have seen a rotation from Infirmary onto them. And mid lane, aggression coming out here. Raw snipe.
Yeah, Raw Steering Pain is going to involved there. Excuse me, words just evaded me. And either way, it's just going to be an easy pickup and another kill for Focus out of the mid lane.
Yeah, just they hit that level 5 timing in mid, so they went for the fight, and Poseidon was still level 4, and the Susana was level 3, so just get that easy kill. Mata able to hit the snipe, and just easy aggression coming out from Focus, and gonna look for some more aggression onto the buffs and on the left hand side as well.
Yeah, I think what really baffles me is that, once again, Infirmary Gaming hasn't pushed any focus onto this Kuzembo. He's able to actually push Rama here. He's going to get plucked backwards, but Mystic's actually still in a pretty good spot. Jake Gamer's going to dash forward, get a heart bomb. He could be in trouble himself. There's not any much mana for Mungia, so they're going to have to back off of this trade that started off as a very awkward fight.
I'm surprised they didn't just wait to hit level 5 off those creeps there and then go for the aggression. They could have definitely killed the Sobek there, but just slightly mistimed, but overall it'll be all right.
Yeah, but you can just see Mystic's going for that push, and I'm surprised that Mungia hasn't just plucked him into the tower, and that just hasn't happened. Heart Bomb is going to land onto Majin and Tetsu. The meditation was used to try to keep them alive. Mystic's looking for something, but he's actually going to be plucked in the tower. He could die here. He's actually going to push Majin and Tetsu out, but the beads were used. No level 5, so there's no Rama snipes here for Majin and Tetsu, and Mystic's is going to be able to walk away from what was going to be otherwise a death trap.
Well,
yeah, but
right
we see
hand
the
side.
speed being invaded.
Invade onto that speed buff. This is just the same thing that Focus did last game. Just invade the buffs on cooldown, take advantage of their lead, and snowball it. And Susan gonna get caught out here.
Slayer Prodigy with the overhand smash, but here's the Hoonbat's ulti as well. Slayer Prodigy's in a lot of hurt, but he's actually just going to be able to walk out pretty easily. On the left side, Kuzembo's actually going to fall, but Majin Katetsu is going to trade him out for him. Support for ADC on that side. A 2-for-1 trade across the map is going to go in favor of Focus.
Overall, a good trade out there for Focus. They'll also be able to take this red buff on the left-hand side. So Focus finding wins across the map, and once they get back and get their ultimates back up, you can definitely see a Gold Fury being pulled.
Yeah, there's no real goal for you to start here. They do have the raw heal, but if Kuzembo does manage to come back after his wave, I wouldn't be surprised if Focus goes for it. But it looks like they're just going to continue to farm these jungle buffs out, which they have the advantage and pressure on. Taking a look at the gold graphs, a 2,000 gold lead already for Focus. And once again, this just seems to be completely deja vu from the last game.
No, yeah, just Focus, rinse and repeat what they did last game, steal the buffs, get good early game pressure, and then take advantage of their lead.
Yeah, absolutely. They seem to be knowing what they're doing. At least they're back on the same schedule. And I'm just once again surprised that no real action has been taken in between games by Infirmary Gaming to try to counteract this. They haven't come with a strategy. Seems that that's what Focus likes to do, and that they just haven't tried to do anything to kind of counter it. You know, play your specific early game gods, ward the jungle early. Mata's gonna be forced to use beads to get away from the pluck, but he'll be just fine, and they're just gonna reset.
Yeah, just Focus, just looking to get a pick right now. Once they get a pick, they can transition that into a Gold Fury and be able to win out after that. Snowball their lead again, and right side.
Yeah, to top right side, looks like there could be a little bit of fight here, but nothing is really going to happen. Both teams have a lot of wards around this area, but Fireball is looking for something. He's going to leap over. There's the Hoonbot's ulti as well. Iron Blob's going to be forced to use the beats, try to get out of there. Saint Sap's going to hit by the Searing Pain. He's going to be forced to leave, but there's Tornado, and the Kraken is actually going to miss. Fireball using the beats to get out of that slow pretty well. That's just going to be a completely washed fight with ultimates on both sides being burned.
Yeah, nothing to really take off of that either. Focus, as I said, they wanted to get that pick so they could transition it into an objective, but pluck on the Mata, but this is not going to be a good fight here.
But he's going to get completely bursted. The Sobek ult was actually not enough, and the Boulder's doing so much damage. He's going to double tap on the 2 carries, and now Monkey is going to be taken out by Fireball with the last hit, and Mata somehow survives with barely a sliver of health.
Yeah, Mongoya popped his Sobek ultimate early to try and just burst him. Meanwhile, left-hand line in Jakamaru is trying to get a kill onto Majin Katetsu, but not a stun on the heart bomb, so not able to secure the kill, sadly. But Mata just able to survive through all of that burst damage, even though he should have honestly been dead there.
Yeah, actually, Cupid Heart Bomb's on a Saint Zap's going to actually miss the Heart Bomb. Saint Zap's going to dash through him, but Jake Amaru does have some more autos, but he's not going to be able to see hit. He only needs a couple more to get them, but unfortunately, he did miss the Heart Bomb, which would have guaranteed him the kill there.
And now it's just like, just dashing in, looking for aggression.
Yeah, Saint Zap's very low, but so is Jake Amaru. He could get totally punished for us. Here's the knock-up and the tail whip from Monkey, but he's going to get one auto off. He's going to trade him out after all of that aggression. He does manage to trade out. I'm not quite sure if it was worth, but either way, the speed buff on the right-hand side was taken, and 3 people rotated over. Now Fireball's going to look for this red buff. He's going to use the Hoonbat's ultimate onto it just to pick it up. Don't know if that one was necessarily worth, but he's certainly going to get a red buff for his troubles.
Yeah, I think that's just one of those scenarios where you're asserting your dominance. Sobek, you're trying to contest my buff. I'm just going to ult and secure it. I don't really expect a fight to be happening soon, so I can just ult.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. It's not something that it's like... It's kind of like, I remember Lassus a long time ago. He used a Hoonbot's ult on a red buff that was his own. This completely casted just for some damage. And when the chat laughed at him, he just went, I don't plan on fighting for 90 more seconds.
Yeah, it's just a scenario where, like, I could be looking for an engagement, but in the next 90 seconds, am I really going to be looking for a fight? My buffs are spawning on the right-hand side. I'm going to be farming those. That'll take, like, a minute, and I have to back and walk back. So, yeah, I probably won't be fighting for 90 seconds.
Like, not really the worst thing you could do. Definitely a red buff invade is somewhat worth, as long as you're not going to need that Hoonbat's ult in the next fight. Actually, Fireball leaping onto Slayer Baji, but he's going to Ox away. No harm, no foul there. So you're looking for fight is Focus Gaming. They're looking for more damage and fighting. Mungia is getting possibly cut out. A lot of auto attack damage from Fireball. Doesn't have the ultimate up yet quite yet, but he's going to sit under Mata's heal and be just fine over there. Continuing to pressure the middle lane, and you can just see the mid is just forced under the tower. Iron Bob is not able to get himself in the position he wants to be for these Krakens. He's low mana and he's going to have to be forced to back.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Focus tried to force an objective off this. Either this mid-tier 1 tower, where they do have a lot of pressure with the Rock player, pluck on the Fireball Exploso.
Yeah, Fireball's going to be plucked in, and plucked in once again by Saint Zap's. He's going to be forced to use the ultimate defensively. Raw Searing Pain does land, but Saint Zap's very low. Going to pop the Tornado, not going to get any knockup. Mungia is going to fall very shortly. Mystic seems to last it on that kill. And once again, Fireball, just like Mono did previously, is going to get out with a sliver of health, and Jake Amaru has just been running in the left lane, doing whatever he wants, dashing into waves over and over again, and there's no ganks on either of these side lanes.
Yeah, just constant 3v3 in mid lane, which Focus has a much stronger 3v3 without, especially because Poseidon wasn't actually present in all that time. Like, even if he was present, the Kraken would honestly have not done very much because they're so far behind. 4K gold lead at 10 minutes, almost 5K, looking at a serious experience deficit as well.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a side lane gank from Saint Zap's this entire set, and I think it's really been part of the reason why Infirmary is going to be. But now, Caster's Curse immediately he is going to gank. Jake Gamer is just going to dash away, use Fields of Love to get himself out of dodge. That cripple is going to stop any follow up from Saint Zap's, but he needs to be putting this side lane pressure. Like, once again, he forced Cupid's ultimate, which is a really good job, but he needed to be doing that about 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, most definitely. Your window to kill this Cupid has slowly closed. Like, and right side, Portal Demon is gonna get secured, while as CMO3 does. Actually, that was a stolen away Portal Demon by Infirmary, and CMO3 killed the Sun Wukong under tower, but Infirmary able to steal away an objective that is a saving grace, but now this mid tier 1 is under some serious pressure.
Wait, am I crazy? What did they steal that away with? A Kraken?
Could have just been some random tick of damage. I wouldn't know.
Well, either way, either the
Gold Fury gonna
UI
be pulled,
hates
though.
us or something crazy happened. Either way, the Gold Fury is going to be started after the middle T1 has fallen. Cupid isn't really in position for it. I don't know if rostering pain's there either, but they're going to force out the snipes from Rama, which are going to hit anybody. Such going to do a bit of damage to Monkey, but now the complete disengage, and the Hoonbot's ultimate as well is going to hit 3 people. Rostering pain's going to hit Majin Katetsu. He's incredibly low. The Tornado's going to knock up 4 members outside of focus. The Kraken is just going to be immune by the Aegis of Mata, as Monkey is going to keep going in onto Mystic, and try to dash away. Monkey is not going to get anything out of that Sobek darting through the waters, and now it's going to be complete disengage for focus. They're looking to re-engage. CMO3 is looking for something, but either way, looks like a Gold Free just going to be started again, complete baiting it over and over again.
And Infirmary, now they have no ultimates to be able to contest. CMO3 is just going to walk at all 5. Cupid ultimate over the top onto Saint Zaps, taking a lot of damage, and Hunbot's into the backline onto I'm Bob, just going to be able to pick him up. Sobek is going to get pulled, but he's just going to dash away.
Yeah, it seems like a really good, easy kill for Fireball to get in the backline. Slayer's going to get pushed into the wall. He's going to use the ultimate coming out of Sun Wukong, get up on that cloud. He will be able to land down, but he's probably landing down into danger. Plucked in, back in is Moongia, but Slayer Prodigy lands back down. There's the Ox as well. He is immune to the knockout, but Mata with good little Celestial Beam is going to pick up Sobek, and that's just going to be a Gold Fury and 2 free kills. I don't think Infirmary should have fought that one at all.
No, yeah, Infirmary should have just full disengaged. They have no ultimates. They can't fight anymore. Sure, Hercules is walking at you, but you need to just get out. Like, focus. They know that they're ahead. They can just have their Hercules walk at all 5 of you. Infirmary was like, maybe we can do something, and then it's just, no, you're way too far behind. You
no,
need your
access
ultimates in order to
denied.
fight.
Do not go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Thunder is going to be actually used onto Majin Katetsu. He's going to get up in the air in time. Celestial Beam is not going to land, but CMO3 is going to get the last hit on that one with a good Earth Breaker. Now Poseidon's coming out in the backline looking for a Kraken, but he's only level 10. Gonna think better of it. This T1 tower is not gonna fall, but it's just gonna be another free pick for focus unless they don't disengage here.
Yeah, just focus. They're so far ahead. 7k gold lead, an even bigger experience lead than before. And then sadly, they think this game is just gonna go down one way, which is very one-sided game for focus.
Yeah, I think there's something else to point out. We can't look at these levels right now. There is a 4-level disparity between these two mid laners. Kraken is completely negligible at this point. It doesn't do any real damage, not going to accomplish anything in these team fights. We can see also a 3-level disadvantage for Infirmary Gaming on the jungle end as well. And it's just across the board, this EXP lead of 13k is going to run this game unless Infirmary Gaming does something drastic really soon.
Yeah, Mystic gonna get plucked, but Saint Zaps does not have the damage to go on him, as this Kuzenbo is incredibly tanky. Monkey gonna bounce onto I'm Bob, but he's not gonna follow it up.
Yeah, I think also something else to notice is that the jungler and mid laner for Infirmary Gaming is the same level as their support, who's died a couple times here. Mata is in an awkward position, but CMO3 is here for the defense. Blue buff is going to be taken away. Mata is going to secure that. But we can just see Mystic is just fighting in the jungle, does whatever he wants. Same Zap's forced to teleport away. CMO3 is now fighting 1v2 here on the right side. Doesn't need any help, surprisingly. No, he's level 15, actually. That's not surprisingly at all. He could get plucked in his tower. He could not care less. He's just going to continue healing and continue fighting.
And left-hand side, Majin Katetsu is gonna likely get destroyed by this Cupid. Raw Beam gonna be off the mark, but Jake Amaro is gonna be able to secure the kill with his auto attacks. And right-hand side, Hercules is just walking behind the tier 2.
This surrender vote's going to come out. We'll see if this goes through. But either way, this T1 on the left side should fall. The 6 here with a Kappa and a Kappa to tank this up. And they're just going to take it down really quickly, easily. It's going to continue to extend their gold lead to about 9,000. Now CMO getting a kill under the T2 tower. He's just unkillable now. He's 6 levels ahead of Saint Zaps. Here's the Hoonbot's ultimate. Beads being used by Saint Zaps to get out of the damage, but either way, it's a free active, and it doesn't matter because CMO3 is just going to go with Fireball and take this mid T2 as a left T2 is taken on the other end.
Nyan, focus at this point, sadly. They are way too far ahead for Infirmary to really be able to fight them. This Hercules is able to just walk into 2 people and say, I'm going to kill this person and walk out for free.
Yeah. Jake Hammer is continuing pushing this. It doesn't look like there's any defense right now. There was a surrender vote. I'm not sure if that one will go through. But either way, I don't know if there's any way for Infirmary to really make it back this game. And no, they're just gonna surrender it through, and that's just gonna be a 2-0 for Focus.
Now, yeah, Focus just showing that in the draft they're incredibly strong with being able to have a very strong and comfortable draft clearly, and then on top of it be able to make that draft work and outplay Infirmary across the map.
Yeah, so we're going to show the stats page really quickly for you guys. Take a look at what happened this game from the numbers perspective. And then we are going to quickly go to the next game. We have Landslide versus Chicken Thigh Saviors from the Premier Division, if I'm not mistaken, guys. We should have that really quickly for you guys. We'll be right back. Thank you guys for watching so much. Hello and welcome, Smite fans. I'm Silent Shadows. I'm joined by Puppy here on the caster desk. We are casting Landslide versus Chicken Thigh Saviors from the Premier Division. How are you doing, Puppy?
Oh, pretty good. Had a pretty good day.
So we've been seeing a lot of Kabrakan bans, a lot of Thanatos bans. I'm so hyped to see this. Chonga's been so strong at the top levels, and I'm really excited to see Chonga finally being banned.
Yeah, Chang'e really just has an overall great kit right now. She has heals, she has great late game, and she has good team fight for when like that big can be up to a 5 stun ult. So she's very good right now, just overall, like in conquest and at the high levels.
Yeah, she has a lot of grid initiate with the ultimate. She can hit multiple members with high CC. She has okay burst. I wouldn't put her as like really high burst character, but she is pretty hard to kill with her immunity frames and her healing. And there's a Poseidon ban as well as the Hoonbots ban. We can see who these teams are targeting out.
Yeah, Poseidon's kind of interesting. He's definitely strong right now with the gem of isolation and sometimes Fatalis even. Of course he has that Kraken that has it's a big AoE ult that knocks people up and is really good for team fights. But the Hoonbat's being banned out by Chicken Savior. Yeah, Chicken
Yeah,
Savior.
these teams have been. I don't really know why Spectator does this, but it's been switching back and forth. So just bear with it. It's not on us. It's done this for every game we've had for the last couple weeks. But Kabrakan is gonna be the first pick. Really, no surprise there. He's been really highly valued by these teams. He's been banned out of pretty much all the PSL games that he hasn't been in. So I'm not at all surprised to see that one going down.
Yeah, he definitely has lots of CC. He does have burst damage early and late. Really, he can build that kind of bruiser damage slash tank comp and just be really good with that CC and of course damage in that early game and even in the late game.
Yeah, I would actually expect to see a Thoth pickup right here. Jit Little loves Thoth. He plays him all the time. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that pick here. But we really still not so Susanoo is being covered here and will be locked. His pick last game as well. I think Josh Carlos mentioned he's kind of a second Hoonbots. I'm not sure how much I agree with that, but either way, the Terra is locked in as well. Probably going to Black Arm in the solo lane.
Yeah, Terra's strong. She has healing, good CC, overall a good team god that can really win late game team fights. Doesn't really do anything in lane at all. She kind of just sits there and clears wave and maybe rotates once in a while. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, there's a Thoth, however, probably a really good job to take it away from Josh Carlos. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that be the third pick on their end. They've probably played Thoth in probably like 4 or 5 of these PSL games. I've seen them like they've been picking him pretty consistently. But either way, that's going to go over to the side of Chicken Thigh Saviors. It's the last pick of this first picking stage is going to go to Landslide. What would you pick here? Well, doesn't matter.
Well,
It's already
doesn't
picked
matter.
for
It's
you.
Odin.
Odin.
Yeah, they picked Odin because, of course, Thoth doesn't have a jump. Cupid doesn't have a jump. Kraken doesn't have a jump. It can trap pretty much everybody on Chicken Savior's team. But like you also got that you also got the Cupid ult that you can just throw in there. So like it's kind of a counter to Odin, but I think it's really good trapping all the Chicken Thigh Savior.
Yeah, and I
Chicken
think it's a
Savior
really
ult.
good pickup. And I think also it was the right stage of picking to go for it. You got the immediate will expand. It was almost instantaneous. So Odin is going to be able to use the bird bomb to initiate. We've seen a lot of players pick this up for both the solo and support role. I'm assuming Josh Coggles is going to end up picking that one in the jungle. But either way, Zeus ban on the side of Chicken Thigh Saviors. What do you feel about this one?
It's really good ban because you can just do that Odin ult and then the Zeus AoE ult onto it. And if you can get 5 people trapped in there, it's really dangerous for Chicken Savior just to even like be near Odin. You kind of have to run from him. So the Zeus ban definitely getting rid of those big AoE, one of those big AoE ults in mages for mid.
Yeah, and you have the Terror with a lot of the CC that can bring these team fights and really lock people down to you allow Zeus to hit a lot of the chain lightnings for free and get really big damage off. Either way, these teams are taking their time for most of these pick spans, which probably means that there's a lot of deliberation on comms going on. Ratatosker being banned. And I actually haven't seen Ratatosker in a little while now. So, I'm not at all surprised to see him banned, but definitely, he's been kind of flying under the radar.
he's definitely lost his preference in the high level leagues just because he has all that. He has CC, he has everything he needs, but he only has a get in like sort of kit where he only wants to go in and kill, and there's not really a get out part. He does have a good amount of damage, but right now I think teams are more looking for that more CC, like big CC ults that really can just teams can collapse, which Rat does have, but uh not to the level as like Susano with that big AoE ult, or Hoonbats, who's being highly preferred in the league, who has that, of course, big
Yeah, I
AoE
think
ult. So yeah.
Rat's kind of the same position Thor is, where it's like you have the big initiation, you have a lot of damage, you have good ultimate, have good CC, you have really everything you need. But the only thing is that you're kind of predictable. I mean, Thor ult, if there's a low target or if there's a good choke point, same thing with Rat ult, you're kind of up in the air. People know you're up in the air. They can play around it and predict it. So sometimes if you're not getting the full value of both those gods, sometimes they don't really quite work as well. Some of the more surprise gods where Hoonbots, you just walk up to them, you drop the ultimate whenever you want to, and you have guaranteed CC unless they immediately beat. So there's not quite as much preparation time for these teams.
But he is good. He is a good ban. But Rom picked up by what are they called? I forgot.
By landslide here, Rom's gonna be
Yeah,
picked up. Not at
Rom.
all surprised by that one. It's the same similar matchup we saw the Cupid and Rama as well. What do you think about this matchup, Puppy? Do you think there's someone that's favored, or do you think it's pretty standard?
I do think Cupid has a good early game against Rom because he can just poke out that Rom with that heart bomb, especially with that stun. He can get an extra few autos off. But Rom is going to do a lot more into the late game because, of course, he just has that attack steroid on his 2, and of course his slow on his 1. So he's definitely going to be stronger in the late game. But I do think Cupid can win the early game, and if he does win the early game, it's going to be better for his team in the late.
Yeah, Athena Osiris. I'm not Athena Cabra can provide so much CC, but I'm not quite sure about the Osiris. Hercules was still available. There's a number of other gods that provide a lot more CC. Do you think there was a particular reason or strategy behind this one?
I am not actually sure. I don't think this is a great comp by landslide because you're kind of fully relying on that Cupid Thought damage, and then you got 3 tanks. I think if you're going to want to do this 3 tank comp, you definitely want to go with 2 hunters instead of just a Cupid Thought. Obviously, they have some kind of plan for this, but Scylla picked up for Chicken Savior. So, yeah, I mean, they have a big late game on Chicken Savior that they can really use to their advantage.
I think you got the team switched in your brain there, Puppy. It's
Oh,
actually
yeah,
going to
it
be
switches
landslide
every 5
on
seconds.
our left side with us. So we're going to head straight into match, even though Puppy derped a little bit there. We're not going to hit too hard on him, but I definitely have to. I have to kind of agree with you there. I do think that the Odin was picked up for the kind of inbuilt spectral that allows him to go through the Odin ult with his passive. So he can like ult directly on top of himself or ult into the Odin ult, and then immediately walk away, get the extra damage en route. But I don't think it was necessarily worth it. I don't think the Osiris passive is really going to be worth that. Picking up kind of a god that doesn't really have a lot of CC or ways into fights. Osiris is really good in the early laning phase and did a lot of damage, is really hard to box, but at the same time, he doesn't really provide any late game CC, and all he can really do is kind of run at you.
Yeah, he's definitely doesn't have a ton of. He's like one of those warriors that doesn't have a ton of CC, but he does have anti-heal, which doesn't really benefit Chicken Die. So I really don't get it very much. Landslide definitely has a big burst team that really has that Scylla ult with that AoE ult, and then the Odin ult, which is another AoE. And then, of course, you have that late game of Rom to kind of carry them. I
Loyalty
really
is
like
no
Landslide's
joke.
comp a lot more, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Landslide's comp so far. I don't think Chicken Thigh Savior is necessarily terrible, but I'm just thinking if Landslide kind of looks at it, getting a sprint, what's also used to be called Heavenly Agility, would be an incredible boon right now. The entire way that Cabrakan initiates is with the tremors and getting his movement speed and slow immunity off his 1. With the heavenly, you can counter that movement speed. With the heavenly, you can counter the entire ultimate from Cupid. Just walk straight out of the fields of love. Osiris has no rundown potential without his slows. I think you could really completely turn fights around with it.
Yeah, I definitely think one person should pick up Sprint. I don't really know which person that should be. That's kind of up to the team. But Sprint's definitely going to be a good late game team fight thing that you can just use that Fire Giant to get out of when Kabrakan or Osiris is trying to get on somebody.
Is we're gonna see Sober Joe actually starting at the red buff here. I think they're gonna do this strat. I think I've seen it before. He's gonna take both the smalls here so that they can't guarantee a really early level 2 push on the side of Chicken Thigh Saviors, and that way he's not gonna fall too far behind. And also this invade's gonna be a little bit more difficult. They started the jungler over on the soul side. Excuse me. Red buff still hasn't fallen. Scylla's here to initiate. They are gonna be able to take it away. Is Landslide and pick it? No, I believe it was. No, it was taken by Landslide.
Yeah, once I got that.
So-
Jit Little used the circle damage.
Yes, the crush. He's going to take it away with the crush, and that's a really good job for them. That's going to be a big EXP advantage. They're probably going to hit level 3 first in the middle lane, which is going to be a really big help. And of course, means that Sober Joe is about half a level ahead of Mictlan off these waves simply because he was able to get those smalls. Actually, dashing on Sober Joe, he could be in trouble. He's going to roll away. Then you're firing an auto back, but a good heart bomb is going to get a good amount of poke onto Sober Joe. Tremor's off the wave. Bamf is going to dash away. But either way, just going to be an easy clear. Liquid Joe is going to take a little bit of damage, but he'll be fine. He's a terror.
So, of course, solo lane, just doing solo lane things. Pretty boring. That's pretty much it.
Immovable object meet impossible force. Either way, both these soul laners are pretty tanky. Valve Game is definitely going to have the advantage over Black Arms only because he is the Osiris. He's the best boxer early. I think he's actually... I think he beats Erlong. Am I right about that? I'm pretty sure he even beats Erlong. He's a really good early game.
It's just because of his clear, and you can build Dust Toll on him, and he just gets a lot of good heals, and you can't really do anything early game unless you can get an early kill. But yeah, he's a pretty good boxer.
Black Arm out of the tower. I don't think Black Arm minds too much. He's really looking to rotate into these middle fights when he gets his big spike. But on the left side, Soberjo and Mictlan fighting. Of course, Soberjo's going to force Mictlan to dash away, and Soberjo's still at a half-level lead off of just that speed buff steal away, or secure, you should say, that Jit Little was able to do with a sneaky little crush there. But either way, Landslide has a very, very slight lead, but this game is basically entirely even.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised Rom is winning in the dual lane because Cupid, of course, has that great poke potential. Mid lane is just going as mid lane does. 3 people in mid. Solo, of course, being boring. So yeah, this is a very calm start to the game. That's just going pretty well for both teams.
Yeah, neither of these teams playing is really crazy. I think they just really want to get to these level 5s and try to look for a fight. They think the dash taunt will give a lot of CC for Chicken Thigh Saviors. And on the side of Landslide, I'm a monster on top of Susana ult, and Terra ult is definitely going to help you win fights. I think we're really going to look, once again, we've seen a lot of these 3v3s from both these teams, from the mid, jungle, and support, and that's what I expect for us to see more of. But it looks like there could be rotation onto the left side, gank onto Soberjo, or a Gold Fury start.
Yeah, Bamp is looking.
Chicken Thigh Savior is kind of looking for the rotation here.
I don't think Soberjo knows. He might be dead here, pretty much. Guaranteed. Yeah.
Some time for his team. He is going to be forced to be. He's going to be chased down. He's going to get up into the air. I don't know if he could have rotation time. His final judgment is being given, as well as the ultimate, but it's not actually going to hit.
A lot used.
But a lot was wasted there. 3 ultimates, everything but Defender of Olympus, and I'm actually surprised we're not seeing some kind of gold free rush or a fight initiated by Landslide. They have a complete advantage if they did fight in this, even though they lost first blood.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chicken Thigh used 4 ults. Yeah. No, 3 ults.
3. They didn't use Defender of Olympus.
3, yeah.
Yeah, they
3
used
ults just to kill the ROM, which is their big 3 ults. So, yeah, it should definitely be interesting. Landslide wants to fight here because they have every single one of their ults except for, of course, the ROM ult. So they definitely want to do something here. Yeah,
I'm actually really surprised they're not trying to play a little bit more aggressive. In the fact, they do have a really strong late game comp. They have the Terra, they have the Scylla, they have the Rama, they have a lot of backline damage coming out of those 2 hyper carries. I wouldn't be surprised if they're basically just saying in comps, hey, it's okay. You know, you died, you got 4 men rotated on. They burned a lot of stuff for you. They probably lost a little bit of farm. And either way, Soberjo is still able to outbox Mictlan here just because of the Rama wave clear.
Yeah,
the Astral Arrows.
I honestly wouldn't be worried if I was Landslide. I think you would just wipe that off and just kind of like move on. Like, it's not that big of a loss. Of course, there could be bigger losses in this early game. Just kind of focus on getting that late game and winning.
Yeah, especially once Jit Little kind of gets 2 items online, really possibly finishes a Book of Thoth, gets a lot of damage off of possibly a Shard or a Dynasty Plate Helm and Pen Boots. You could see a lot of work coming out of him And you can see actually hold that thought. Micklin fighting on the left side is going to use Fields of Love on Soberjo. Heart Bombs as well. Soberjo taking pretty low. Micklin's going to heal off the hearts, and he's going to win off that trade.
Yeah, Sober Joe still ahead of Micklin, even though he got a kill, or Micklin got a kill on Sober Joe. So this is definitely an interesting dual lane that Sober Joe is winning pretty easily.
Yeah, you can take a look really quickly at the player damage. It's all coming up not a Valve game because they're going to box him left side. But hold that thought. Gank on the left side. Cole is going to miss off Joshua, but he's going to continue to chase in. He does have the ultimate. He's think he's by Micklin. There's a tornado as well. Joshua is actually going to fall, but Soberjo is going to pick up that kill. It's a 2-for-1 trade so far. Joshua is actually fall, but the meditation action plus the Terror heal is going to keep him alive. Incredibly, he's continuing to run with the movement speed off the Terror ult as Liquid Joe continues to zone. The stun is gonna hit from Thigh Xavier onto Liquid Joe, excuse me, and Jit Little is there in the wings, but now it could be Liquid Joe that's caught, but he has a double dash as well. The taunt's gonna stop that from happening. He's gonna dash continually, but there's more fighting. He's baiting for his team. Jit Little is here as well. Sober Joe's come back in. Could be a dangerous hit for him on that end, but Thigh Xavier is still looking for something, but I'm pretty sure it was just a 1-for-1 trade there overall.
Yeah, it was a 1-for-1, but Terra looking super strong right there. That root is very good when trying to get people in and out of team fights. Of course, it got Sober Joe out. It got Sober Joe to live.
Hold that thought. Fight on the right side. Not about the game. Using the ult after the Odin ult's been used. He's going to miss that. Black Arm's in a world of hurt. He's going to use his 3 to get some slow off, but he's actually going to live. Valve game turning to turn away. I don't really know why. Black Arm is incredibly low.
Yeah, I think Valve could have gotten the kill there if he would have just... Yeah, it's too late now. But if he would have just stayed on him, he probably could have used that... Of course, the sickle.
I believe this sickle strike or something like that, or
yeah.
Flail. Either way, ultimate coming out of Cupid onto Soberjo. Heart Bomb as well. We've heard this story before. We're just going to be poke onto Soberjo. I'm surprised he's using the ultimate, but there's no real guarantee of kill. The rotation keep coming in. Josh Struggles is being taunted in. Crush is going to land on Blockkeeper. Not much damage done. Josh Struggles taking the worst of that poke, but now Thy Savior's here on the rotation, going to look for some kind of damage on the Kabrakan jungle. Looking in, he's going to go into Sober Joe. He's not going to get anything off of it so far. Going to ult him, and there's a Rama ult in response. But now the dashing from Bamf. He's looking for more damage. Jit Little could be in a world of trouble. There's a 4-man knockup. Final Judgment hits no one. But I'm a Monster's pop. Blockkeeper is going to be the next to fall. I'm a Monster hits no one because Blockkeeper was already dead. That's a 2-for-0 trade so far in favor of Landslide. Sober Joe's leaping in. Thy Savior is going to get 3-man stun, but I don't know if it's enough to save his life. Josh Struggles going to get the last hit on that kill. Now Odin's here in middle lane trying to clean up Bamf. It's a 3-for-0 trade so far. There's the Odin ult. Bamf is in a world of hurt. He has to try to get out of here. I don't think the dash is up anytime soon. The auto attack's coming through Black Arm. He's trying to wait to bait the dash before he can leap on top. He's going to go for the Bird Bomb. It is going not to land. It wasn't able to get enough distance. Stunned out, and Black Arm's be forced to back off. 3-for-0 trade so far. I don't think Black Arm will die here. Not a Valve game.
Yeah, I am getting more stasis mode issues, so you might have to solo cast the rest of this one.
All right, I will attempt to solo cast for you guys. Puppy is having more issues. Unfortunately, it's been a common problem. I don't really know why.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Either way, I'm just gonna try to solo cast this game for you guys, and hopefully we get someone else to come in and pick up for him. Anyways, so 4-for-2, Landslide's in advantage here. We are 9 minutes in, and interesting game so far. Hopefully we see more of these teams. Pretty good fight that just happened over there on the left side. Taking a look at the graphs now, it's going to be even, but a 600 gold lead for Landslide, but that's about it. Nothing else to be heard of. All right, guys, so we're gonna take a quick pause here. I think we have our Creo, who is doing our camera work, might be able to help us out here. We're going to go to a quick pause, guys, set up, and hopefully I won't have to solo cast this one entirely on my own. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but spectator's great.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to cast anymore. I don't know why I can't. Fucking High-Res just hates me with the passion.
You're still live. Okay. Go
Okay,
ahead.
here, Creo. Let me restart. Okay. Can stream hear us, Creo?
Yes. I don't know how to mute it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, can you cast with me a little bit?
Yes. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and restart this.
Yeah, I'll just I don't know. I
Leave.
won't be able to cast.
All right. Thank you, puppy. Sorry about all the issues.
So
Right, middle
Probably
lane. Not much of a
There's
fight,
some
I guess.
fighting
We thought
here.
there would be a fight, but they all backed off.
Yeah, a little bit of what we thought would be a fight that didn't actually turn out to be a fight.
It was back and
Unfortunately,
forth
Puppy
in the
had to
duo
leave.
lane, though. Yeah, Puppy
Yeah,
has to
they've
leave.
been-
I'm here now to cast. I'll try my best. Fight in the middle lane again.
Joe is going to be forced to use the Terra ultimate. Now they have a monster on the top of Thy Savior. There's a tornado as well. It looks like Thy Savior is going to fall here to Josh Goggles as Liquid Joe manages to make it out of the backline, crushing a blockkeeper. Does a little bit of damage, but not too much. Black Arm is going to rotation. Not About Game is chasing him down. The stun from the Judgment Tether is going to land, but there's not much follow-up damage. That's just going to be a free kill for Landslide.
Yeah, it's a good thing they backed out as Rom was rotating, but there's, again, going to be a fight between him and Cupid in the jungle. Both ultimates being
He's
exchanged.
crazy. He's going to go in and get punished for it. And a questionable decision to go back in there. And Not About Game is trying to make a 1v3 play. Surprised he is being turned on. Judgment Tether is going to land onto Black Arm, Crush as well onto Valve. But anyway, it's just going to be too tanky for anyone to get kills there. And just a 1-for-1 trade. On the left side, Soberjoe is going to run away from Blockkeeper Micklin, but nothing's really going to come out of that one.
Yeah, just fighting all across the map. Athena fighting in middle and then ulting over to the duo lane. And every ultimate was used except for the 2 solo runners.
Yeah, both Soliners made the rotation, but they didn't really get too much done. Blockkeeper was able to get a kill. Sorry, not Blockkeeper, excuse me. Valve Game was able to get a kill on the Josh Goggles to punish him for going back in when he was very low health. But either way, both teams are just going to take a kill, and there's not really much that's going to happen. The graphs are still dead even. These teams are incredibly close, Kriya.
Yeah, almost no change, slight in Chicken Thigh, but really nothing to speak of. And the builds, really the biggest lead would be between Osiris. I mean, there's no lead as far as the team goes, but individual players do have leads. Rom has a lead over Cupid, and Osiris has a lead over the Odin there.
Yeah, slight leads coming out for Chicken Thigh Sabers, I think, just a little bit, just because they had winning lanes. But either way, late game team or mid lane, late game team says Final Judgment is gonna miss from Bam. Fired out really early. Killo's gonna be able to just use to back away. I'm a Monster being used, but Liquid Joe's in a world of hurt. That Saber is not gonna get hit by I'm a Monster. But now Black Arm's here on the rotation. He's gonna catch out Bam's dash. A lot of, not really much follow up though. Here comes Josh Goggles. Actually, here's the tornado. Aegis being used by Bam trying to avoid some of the damage. And now Blockkeeper is in a bad position. He's going to get pulled in by Susano, taking a lot of damage. But now Josh Goggles is going to follow Thy Saber's rotation. Here's the Rama Stripes looking for more. He's not going to find it, but he's going to continue to fight in, throw some more auto attacks, but the roll away. But in the backline, Not a Valve Game is going to be able to kill Gillito, and Thy Saber is the one pushing forward with this team fight. They're definitely being able to win this one. Terrell being used a little bit late here, but anyway, better late than never. Soberjoe is going to be able to get away because of the Terrell movement speed. And that's just going to be a, I think, 2-for-0 trade for Chicken Thigh Sabers, and this should be a gold tier.
Yeah, I really have to commend Chicken Thigh's shot calling in that fight. Just the target switching, all 5 members focusing on targets early on there. Instant one got away, all 5 of them switched to the other target and just burned that Terra down, which is why that Terra ultimate was used at the end of the fight, because I believe it was actually a 3-for-1.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Landslide. It was just kind of a really split up fight that kind of went in 1-by-1. It was a really good ultimate by Black Arm to actually catch the dash of Vamp, but there wasn't really any follow-up. And by the time they came in, the Susano ult was Aegis away by that Thoth, and it was just a really good turnaround for Chicken Thigh Saviors.
Yeah, if we go ahead and take a look at the builds too, nothing too crazy. We do see the Kraken jungle going into defense, which I don't know if I liked. I might have liked to see a more hybrid damage item early on, but I mean, it is Kraken, I guess, so kind of build.
That's probably a better first item. Soberjoe is going to be ulted once again by the Cupid ult. There's the Harp Bomb as well. There's no stun. Micklin's taking the dash in, but Soberjoe is trying to turn it around. Astros as well. He's getting a lot of damage off. Just going to go into melee range, just finish him off. The turnaround damage from Soberjoe is going to get him a solo kill. Can we get our solos in the chat, please? Really good job by him as Soberjoe turns around that fight.
Yeah, that ROM too, the steroid is just crazy, and Cupid dashed in, wasn't able to hit the few autos to finish him off, and just the turnaround as Soberjoe began lifestealing with the Aussie passive and his 2-proc, just deleted Cupid there.
Yeah, Rom was able to turn it around really well. I think the Akai will really matter in that game. It's completely in that fight, excuse me. completely managed to turn it around. And there's just no way that Cupid can continue fighting once a couple auto attacks came through. Actually, Blocky, we're not going to get caught. He's going to try to use the ultimate away, but he's not going anywhere. Josh Goggles in the last kill lasted on that one. And really quickly, even though Chicken Thigh Saviors got the gold Fury in a pretty good fight, the goldie's been cut down in the last couple kills down to about 1,000 in favor of Chicken Thigh Saviors, and Landslide's looking forward to pressing this middle tower.
Yeah, and there's no XP lead, so essentially the game is back to being even, as looks like Landslide is going to look for the Portal Demon here.
Yeah, Portal Demon is going to be started up. I don't really know how much this can be defended. Final Judgment is up, I believe, but Bamf isn't really in position at all. I'm a Monster being used as well. Some people may say wasted. I think a lot of other people will just say kill secured on that Portal Demon, and the game is going to go back to an almost completely even gold lead.
Yeah, just good call from them to rush for that Portal Demon. They knew they could get it. I'm surprised we didn't see the Final Judgment come out, though, with how long range it is. Might have been able to steal it, but he held it, I guess. Was it up even? Actually, yes, it was up.
Yeah, Final Judgment wasn't used at all there. Didn't even try to contest that one. I'm really surprised, though. I guess, I mean, Chicken Thigh Saviors do have a couple wards in that area. They'd have to know is going down, I would think. But either way, it's just going to be a good amount of gold, 1,500 in favor of Landslide, definitely putting them in a good spot. They do have the late game comp. I mean, the Thoth is really good late game, but Cupid definitely not the hyper carry that Rama is. And Bracken in this late game.
But yeah, the late game, I mean, Thoth is really good late game, but I favor the late game of Landslide far more. The Scylla, the Terra, the Rom, everyone on their team is a late game god except for Odin, who still has that ultimate, which is extremely useful at all points of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Susanoo ult's always really good. I think Cabrakan ult definitely it can be situational. It doesn't really work all the time, but Cabrakan's really strong in the early, like level 7 or so to the rest of the mid game, all the way to about like level 17 or so, where he can really get good damage off while the scaling is there. I think the breastplate possibly slowed him down a little bit, but either way, after you get to about level 17 or so, about 25 minutes in the game, it really just becomes a tank that just tries to go in and initiate and doesn't have all too much damage unless he really builds for it.
Yeah, that's why I would have liked to see a Dynasty Plate Helm to maybe push that early game more. Another fight on the left. Again, it looks like will be a trade of ults or actives here in this case.
Yeah, Soberjo just going to use the Aegis to immune some of the damage from Micklin. But Soberjo still 2 levels up. Actually, no, excuse me, just 1. It just hit level 14 there on Cupid. But either way, Soberjo managed to get the better of him in this left-hand lane, especially on the really late game Rama that doesn't really have that good boxing potential.
Yeah, and also, I just noticed, if you look at the builds here, Scylla is going for a Warlock Sash, which is not an item we see picked up very much recently. I haven't seen it in any games in the PSL that I know of, but I haven't been here for all of them, so correct me if I'm wrong there.
Warlock Sash, right, is the way the Warlock Sash has always been. If you can manage to get it stacked by about 20-25 minutes in, it's a really great item. If you start building it in about 18 minutes in, it's really not worth. So Soberjo being forced to pop the Aegis, but Micklin now, he is in trouble being forced to pop the Aegis. I'm a Monster is there as well, but Micklin's very low. He's actually managed to survive, but here's Josh Gregg with the ultimate instantly popped. The Tornado's going to get the kill onto Micklin there. The Crush is going to land on the Blockkeeper. He doesn't have the dash. He's going to actually just charge it there. Josh Goggles could chase him down. He's going to use the 1 and the pull. Blockkeeper, 1 more autos needed. Josh Goggles on a killing spree. Going to get the second kill of that one. And now they're going to rotate into the Gold Fury and take one themselves.
Yeah, this Susanoo right now is just huge. He has Hydras and Jotuns. Auto attack canceling is just destroying so much damage coming out of him. Final Judgment attempted to steal the Gold Fury, but off the mark. Too late and missed it anyways, so.
Yeah, to take a look at player damage right now as a middle, T1 is going to be pushed down by all 5 members. It looks like Not a Val game is going to get T1 right side, but I don't think they mind altogether too much in Landslide. But Rama and Cupid are both at the top of the player charts, right above one another, only about a 80 damage difference. T2 is being pushed in. Blackrow's gonna blink in. They're gonna cut Cage and Bamf and Thy Savior. And being forced to leap away is Black Arm underneath the tower. Just a trade of ultimates. Dashed in by Bamf. He's going to get a stun onto Sober Joe. There's not too much damage there, but Liquid Joe is now the focus. He's going to dash out. They could chase him down, but it doesn't look like they have too much. Now, Dice is going to blink in with the Tremors. It's all he's got. Valve Game trying to get more slows, and they continue chasing Bamf. Going to look blasted onto Liquid Joe there. Sober Joe could be in a lot of trouble, but now Josh Goggles, he's showing up with the Tornadoes again. He's going to clean up Bamf on the backside. 2-for-1 trade so far in favor of Chicken Thigh Saviors on this chase, but Black Arm, he's come back in. Jet Little still pretty healthy with damage. They're going to look to push this T1 middle is Chicken Thigh Saviors, but they got to be careful about Josh Goggles in the backside.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a big kill there for Chicken Thigh to kill Sober Joe. He is huge. He was 3-1 before that. And like you said earlier, it's really interesting to see the two ADCs on the top of the player damage charts here.
Normally that part, but now ult in, 3 members. I'm a Monster being popped is not going to land onto anyone, unfortunately. Jet Little off the mark here. T1's going to fall, but the Defender of Olympus doing a lot of damage to Josh Goggles. He's going to be forced to Aegis. Lifesaver using his ultimate, but not going to be able to clean up on the ult. Not Valve Game is going to use the ultimate to pick up Josh Goggles on the other side. So the Jet Little can still possibly fight this, but it looks like they're not going to be able to get anything. Valve Game burn bombs will land onto him, but he's so tanky right now. Jet Little doesn't really have much up right now. Landslide's gonna be forced to back off. Chicken Thigh Savior get a T1 tower and a free kill.
Yeah, the kills coming out there were important kills too. The Rom and Josh Goggles falling there were the only 2 characters with kills on their team. So them falling and getting that tower puts the graphs right back at even again. This game is just back and forth constantly.
Yeah, I think what's really the problem for Landslide is that they're actually going really even in these fights. But if I'm a Monster was hitting in every single one of these fights, this could be going very, very differently, unfortunately for them. They've only managed to hit 1, and they keep Jet Little keeps trying to go onto this Cabrakan, which isn't probably really worth it. Bamf has always been caught by the Odin ult into bad positions. And even though he has the Aegis, I'm surprised that Jet Little hasn't been using the I'm a Monster on him.
Yeah, maybe he just can't get to the positioning. I'm not sure. His Warlock Sash is almost stacked up all the way too, but it's not quite fully stacked, which I'd like to see it stacked by this point. So, but he'll come online late game still because he's still a Scylla. Oh, you cut out there. What are you saying?
Once you get to about 70 stacks or so, like, where he's about right now, somewhere between 60 and 70 stacks, Warlock stacks kind of becomes worth it, and you're just going to pick off the rest of creep waves, the rest of your stacks. Blockkeeper's looking for the dash initiate, but Sentinel away. Jet Little is going to be just fine. Looks like they're going to look for some kind of fight around Portal Demon. Both teams are starting to rotate around to that end, but on the left side is Sober Joe. He's nowhere in position for this fight. Liquid Joe going to try to get out of this with the Terra double dash. He'll be just fine. Oracle's taken by Micklin, and it looks like this is going to be a wash.
Yeah, they're both just going to back up there with Landslide ending up with the ward control of Fire Giant and Portal Demon. Fight in the middle.
Out in the middle lane right now. Bamf in a lot of trouble. He's going to be forced to use Final Judgment onto Black Arm. Not getting very much damage off at all, but on the front end, Defender of Olympus being used, but not going to land on anyway. Dice Saber going back in onto Black Arm to use the ultimate, but he's going to hit by the Crush. Meditation be used to keep him alive, and he's very tanky right now. Can he push in? The taunt's going to land on the 2 members. Josh Ruggles taking a lot of damage. The stun off of Terra is going to be good. I'm a Monster lands onto Dice Saber. Does a lot of damage, but doesn't able to take him out. Now, finally, Sober Joe is rotated in on the backside. Valve Game is in a lot of trouble, but now the stun on Sober Joe from Bamf, he's going to force to roll away. Sober Joe, he's going to continue to run in. So Valve Game is going to pop the Thorns. He's going to get melted by all 5 players. Not in a good spot. Fields of Love is going to land, but only on an Aegis Jet Little on the front line. No more damage is going to come out of there. No more ultimates available for Chicken Thigh Saviors, as they're going to be forced to back off.
Yeah, again there, like you mentioned earlier, Black Arm did get a great ult onto Bamf, but it was just too far in the back line, and none of his team could follow up, and just nothing came of it. And so, late game Odin with an ult not doing anything doesn't do much in a team fight.
Yeah, what was really good that came out of it is they were able to burn the ult to the Final Judgment, which they lost a lot of kill potential for Chicken Thigh Saviors. Portal Demon being started up. Sober Joe is tanking it up. It is getting low, and it's going to be contested. Leash now is the Portal Demon, but now Josh goes in the back line, taking a lot of damage. He's going to try to dash away. There's the Tornadoes as well. Micklin is in a world of hurt. He's barely going to get out. No, Sober Joe is actually Marvels. He's going to get the kill on that end. Black Arm's going to leap away, and that's just going to be a 1-for-0 trade. Portal Demon is still alive.
Yeah, they might go back and do Portal Demon here with Terra healing, but it looks like they might just back off and go back to farming.
Yeah, both teams are just going to play this one safe, go back to farming, and this is such a close game. 800 gold, and the lead is Landslide. It's basically negligible right now, 2,000 EXP, probably not even a quarter of a level on all 5 players, and this game is essentially dead even to go.
Yeah, as Rom starts up the Gold Fury, they looks like they'll get it for free. Chicken Thigh is looking towards Fire Giant's side, and they're gonna get Portal Demon in return actually, so almost even trade given the positioning of Portal Demon.
Yeah, Landslide's already picked up the gold for they could rotate in his Portal Demon's half health, and there's only Bamfir trying to do a lot of the damage. Final Judgment is going to be used, but it's not going to secure the Portal Demon still alive. He's going to dash in. He could get killed here. It leaps in. It actually, Chicken Thigh Saviors were able to secure it, but either way, they're going to be forced to use a lot to get it. And it's actually Gold Fury is going to be worth more at 24 minutes than the Portal Demon. And I don't think that was really worth for Chicken Thigh Saviors.
Yeah, essentially since they use so many ults now, they can't really force a Fire Giant off of that.
Blinking by Black Arm, he's going to catch 2 in the ultimate. Blockkeeper going for a 3-man dash inside of the Fields of Love. So much damage coming out for Chicken Thigh Saviors. Now Joshua, he's going to be forced to Aegis and dash away. He's going to be able to live a tear under the Terror Healing and the Tornado. I'm a Monster was pop. It is going to land on the Monovalve game, but it's not going to do very much damage. Once again, target onto the front line. Sober Joe is going to be taken out by Thy Savior. Chicken Thy Savior's on a rampage, and they're going to continue to push forward. Vamp is going to try to get the stun here on the Liquid Joe off the taunt. Liquid Joe taking a lot of damage. He's going to fall here pretty quickly. I don't think he has much of a way out. Double dash is there, but he's going to fall pretty shortly. Just lose 3 will be able to pick this one up. No, Bamf with a stun's gonna get this one. That's a really big team fight win for Chicken Thigh Saviors.
Yeah, if you look at the graphs here, just right back in it was in Landslide's favor, and now it's right back to even on both sides. Especially as they get that tower back in the favor of Chicken Thigh actually.
Yeah, this game is incredibly close. Taking a look at the graphs, it's just up, down, all around. No team has had really more than about a 2,500 gold lead at any point. And this is, you can just see how close some of these teams are inside the Premier League and how good the competition is between these teams. There have been some mistakes, but for the most part, these team fights have been very close.
Yeah, it's been crazy, and as we look at builds, we see Susano just going full damage, no defense on his part. And neither of the ADCs going for crit here. Not too out of the normal there, but it hasn't been very popular recently. Osiris with chin size, though, is something we don't see too often, especially since he has no additional attack speed built or penetration.
Yeah, definitely chin size is really good on him, but usually in the olden days, I quote, of the early Season 3 and late Season 2, you used to build it whenever you would pair it with a Frostbound of some kind. Blinking by Thy Savior on a Joshua is going to get the ultimate. Beads used by him, but he's going to get caught here. Blockkeeper getting lasted on that one. Tornado isn't going to really do any damage. And Fully Cells are easy pick, but on the left side, Sober Joe is split pushing, going to get this T1. This Fire Giant needs to be started by Chicken Thigh Saviors, otherwise they are for sure going to lose this trade of objectives. It is started up and looks... Landslide is going to try to contest it. It is about half health right now. Black Arm is here. Liquid Joe as well. Jit Little is trying to get in position. Fire Giant getting lower, about 25 HP. Bamf charging the Final Judgment. He's going to try to get it off, and it is going to secure. Chicken Thigh Saviors get it, but now the fight's breaking out here as the Phoenix is being pushed on the left side, and now Jit Little is going to use Sentinel away. Liquid Joe is probably going to fall and pay for the crimes of this. Is a Phoenix trade for a Fire Giant, and I don't really know who's going to get the better trade on this one.
I have to go for a Chicken Thigh here as they start pushing down the right side. They're probably going to get a Phoenix in return. And yeah, still in that fight. Just, I have a Monster hit nothing. She couldn't even get it close enough for the Fire Giant, never mind getting a kill. As we see, Scylla also going double stacking this game. Something we definitely don't see very often.
Yeah, Phoenix is being pushed in. Bamf and Micklin just getting free hits on it. He's going to fall. You're going to trade Phoenixes on the other end, of course. Landside did get the better Phoenix. The Fire Giant is still in Chicken Thigh Savior's hands, and they can definitely push up this left side and get all these objectives. Yeah, I mean, Jit Little just hasn't been able to, characteristically, he is really one that hits these big ultimates, but he hasn't really been on point today. Only one, two, monsters have hit, but only one has really netted their team a kill.
Cut out that,
and he just hasn't been really impactful in these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, you can see just by looking at the slash lane, 0, 1, and 6. He hasn't been dying a lot either, especially thanks to that Warlock stash, but just not many kills. And as you look at player damage, actually he has a good amount of player damage, so it's surprising that he hasn't gotten any of those kills.
Yeah, he just hasn't been able to secure anything and get up off the ground. Or his lane opponent on the Thos has been able to go 3-1-5, doing a pretty good job this game. Though the final judgments really haven't been where they needed to be. I mean, the Iron Monsters themselves haven't been there either. So kind of neither mid laner has been able to really get these, completely erase players like both these ultimates can.
Yeah, and also another interesting thing, we see Thoth going double pen with Spear of the Magus and Obsidian Shard. I definitely like it this game, actually, because of the two frontline magic damage dealers. Increases their damage as well as dashes in taunts.
Yeah, dash not in. Fields of Love is going to hit no one. The beats have been used on both the carries. Now Black Arm is in on the other end of the fight as Lightsaber's trying to zone, but he's getting completely shredded by Sober Joe and Jit Little. He's probably going to fall pretty quickly, but now Josh Goggles can't continue in. Lightsaber's going to be the first to fall in this final. The final judgment has finally landed, and Josh Goggles was taken out, bursted from half of his health. This T2 is going to fall, but now Landslide is continuing to fight in, but no, Sober Joe's going to get erased by Bamf, doing a lot of damage in these team fights. I'm a Monster being used, trying to get a little out of dodge. Black Arm going to use the leap, but not going to get anything off of it. He is going to land the I'm a Monster on a Blockkeeper, doesn't do very much damage at all. Now Blockkeeper with the shield wall is going to be able to get the kill onto Jit. That's a 3-for-1 trade so far, with only Thy Savior falling. This is a Fire Giant team for Chicken Thigh Sabers, and they're going to probably get both these Phoenixes too.
Now they're going to go straight for the Titan.
Yeah, they are going to pick up this Titan. I don't think that really could just be defended. Black Arm and Liquid Joe are going to do the best they can, but they're both going to be forced out, and this is pretty much just going to be game one for Chicken Thigh Sabers.
Yeah, that Thoth late game, he did so much damage in that last fight for all the kills, really. Almost one-shotting, I believe it was Josh Goggles there, and just so much damage out of that late game mage, and we did not see the same come from that Scylla.
Yeah, Chicken Thigh Sabers picking up the first kill for this game. Definitely really well played by Bamf for the most part of this game. He did a lot of damage, especially when we got to the later stages of team fights. Just looking at the overall output, though, I really have to say about the Osiris, but he did quite a lot of work in these team fights.
Really have to say, and you cut out there, but anyways.
I really have to say that Not a Valve game did a lot of work in these team fights, even though I was kind of hesitant above it. But either way, Sober Joe and Josh Goggles weren't able to carry their team to victory. And we're going to go into the next game, guys, and we'll see whether or not Landslide can bring it to whether or not Landslide can bring this to a full split set. Hello and welcome, Smite fans. We are back with Game 2 of Landslide versus Chicken Thigh Saviors. I'm joined by Krios, who has graciously jumped into this role to help us last minute after Puppy had some internet issues slash spectating issues. We don't know at this point. Spectator just seems to absolutely hate him. But either way, Chicken Thigh Saviors won the first game. We're hoping to have a great game 2. It was so close.
Yeah, definitely dominant late game by that Thoth. In the I look to see it banned out here as there was a Kabrak. Oh, they switched. Okay, that's why I'm confused. Gotta love the spectator bugs.
Hater bugs. Hoon bots and Kabrakan have been banned out. The Kabrakan was allowed last game. Looks like they think it's worth banning out. Does landslide. I don't necessarily think this is kind of like a respect ban in this case because Kabrakan's been basically picked at the top, picked and banned at top level pretty much continuously by all these teams. By the way, I'm surprised. Or sorry, I'm excited to see whether or not this Thoth actually gets banned out.
Yeah, they better ban it out based off of how much it was close back and forth all game, and then the late game it was just the Thoth show. Of course, there's a whole team around him to help him set up for it, but Thoth did so much work in that last fight, particularly. Just
Yeah,
need
I
to ban
really
it.
I kind of disagree. I think what they should do is they should go for the Thoth first pick. We see the Chonga ban. I think Jit
Absolutely.
Little has shown that he's really good at Thoth throughout a lot of the PSL games, and I'm really surprised that they're not going to go for it. Look, Poseidon will be locked in by Jit Little, and the Thoth is still available. But either way, I don't necessarily think what went wrong in that game was necessarily that the Thoth went off, though he certainly did towards the late game. I think it was that the Scylla wasn't the right pick there.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, Scylla just not a bad pick, but just not hitting those abilities. It's kind of a hit or miss god, really. As we see,
Yeah,
Thoth picked up. Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams have kind of strayed away from the Scylla just because she's so inconsistent, like you saw that game. Sometimes you'll see a monster hit multiple times off CC or just off the player's skill, and then nothing really, and then the game is just completely carried by a huge Scylla, and then other times, like last game, it just the ults aren't on the mark.
Yeah, as we see, Ratatosker and Terra picked up. Actually, they didn't end up getting that Thoth, surprisingly. But I see where they're going with that. It's not like the opposition can pick it up here, as they already have their mid laner picked, so they're going to save it for third pick.
Seen the Ratatosker in a while in PSL games. He's kind of been a chosen Susanoo over him. We've seen the Thors, we've seen the Hoonbots, seen the Kabrakens. So interested to actually see him come out. I still think he's a really strong god that can have really good presence in these games, but it's all about really playing around him. And I think some of these players have kind of forgotten to really just use him as completely as an initiator. I think Puppy mentioned earlier that the real thing about Ratatosker is that he just functions like an initiator. Yeah, great. Just use him as an initiator.
Yeah, no, the knock up on his ult, if you compare him to a Thor, is kind of his counterpart, if you will. They're just so similar, but Ratatosker has that knock up on his ult. It's even better initiate than Thorol because you can't beads out of it. Knockups are the best form of CC in the game, as we see Sylvanas. So speaking of a big knockup out of an ult, Sylvanas, extremely long
Yeah.
knockup duration, very strong initiate if he gets that blink.
Odds that we've seen really high priority around the bans, but really not so much priority about these picks. We haven't seen it when he does go through. We don't often see him go, picked up here. But the Nemesis, I think, is probably the more interesting pickup. And I think it's really good for killing this Terra. And now the Odin that's been picked up, I think it's really good for killing them. And I think the real thing that Nemesis can do right now, she's not necessarily strong in the meta, but you can just pick a Guardian, you buy Sunder, you pop the ult on them, you sunder them, and they will melt with any damage that comes on top of them.
Absolutely. I think I really hope to see this Odin pick up a blink because of this Nemesis. Blink doesn't directly counter her, but he can blink in ultimate and save his jump for getting away if she ults him in return. So
Yeah, if the bird bomb is used in the shield from the bird bomb as well as expended, Nemesis can turn on the Odin so fast. And the Odin's a counter pickup to the Poseidon, Nemesis, and the Sylvanas. None of them can really get out, though I think it's really focused for picking off Sylvanas, who has a tough time getting out when he's really focused down on. But at the same time, Nemesis has crazy turn potential.
yeah, and I'm surprised though that we didn't see that Thoth third pick. That's what I thought they were going for. They didn't go for it. They get the Odin, which I think they could have waited until the end if they wanted to get that Thoth. As we see Thoth banned out here, no surprise there.
Yeah, Thoth removed from the board as well as the Zeus, Medusa, and Cupid removed on the other end. Hui's being hovered here. I think Hui's still a pretty good choice. The Suns are really impactful in these team fights, especially when you have really good use good communication and know what you're doing. I'm personally not a fan of Hui to play him myself, but I can definitely recognize when a god's still pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of Hui. He's one of the few ADCs I actually enjoy. That bounce just so fun when you hit those insane triple taps. But definitely Hui works well with Odin here. Just circle.
See, Creo,
circle ults.
you really landed on the key part there. You hit them.
If you hit them, yeah. I don't always hit them because I'm not that good at them. But when you do hit them, it can be fun.
Yeah,
but
I don't
doesn't
know.
happen
There's some
often.
abilities in the game. I don't know, like Cupid Heart Bomb is one of those where it just like I don't know, my brain just doesn't seem to figure out how to use it. It's just really weird. It's just like every time I use it, I'm like, wait, that's the timing? That doesn't seem right.
Shooting in a line is
Nike
hard. With some
and
abilities, yeah.
Yeah, the Nike and the Rama picked up here. We haven't seen too much Nike because she's really interruptible. But if you assume that this is a Terra or an Odin solo, you can pretty much guarantee that Nike is not going to be immune altogether too many times. Terra does have the stun, but you can just wait her out with your AoE autos on the Nike and just push the lane before she does.
Yeah, but looking at the team comps here, I'm not sure. Okay, which team is Jet Little on? Just so I know the names of the teams. I forget which one
Landslide.
that one was Landslide. Okay, Landslide. I'm not a fan. There doesn't seem to be too much hard CC as we look at Nike with only the jump. Rom has no hard CC. Nemesis has no hard CC. It's just the Sylvanas like knock up the root. I mean Sylvanas. Essentially most of the hard CC. I'd like to see more stuns or something out of that team there. Other team comp though, lots of CC. Odin being the only god without any hard CC there.
Yeah, Chicken Thigh Saviors had a lot of hard CC on their side. The only thing about their comp, which is a little bit worrisome, is that they do have a lot. There's a lot of high mechanical skill that is required. You got to hit the Hui Ricochet. You got to time the ultimates right, and you, especially that I'm a monster. If you don't really hit those ultimates, you're not going to get the burst damage. But the Nemesis ult into the Kraken is much easier combo to hit, especially off of a Sylvanas pull, root, or ultimate.
Yeah, Bamf running that Scylla back to just, not back, but in return, just I'm going to show you how to play Scylla is what he's going for here as guess we'll go ahead and hit go to match as the picks all finish up here.
Yeah, this reminds me. I think Bamf is going a little bit for the disrespect here. He's saying anything you can do, sir, I can do better. Going to pick up the Scylla for himself, and we're gonna head on into game. I'm really surprised. We've seen I think 3 or 4 times tonight out of about 6 games the Odin Terra. Particular reason for that, Creo?
The Odin Terra combo. I mean they're just both good gods. Did you just say the Odin Terra combo? You cut out again. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, Terra.
Okay.
Terra. Yeah, Odin Terra combo. Yeah, you're right on that one.
Yeah. I don't see any particular synergy between them. They're just both strong gods. I think Odin was more picked up, like you said, for the anti-Sylvanas, Nemesis, and Poseidon. And I'm surprised they picked a Rom into the Odin, who, again, can't really get out of that ring. Which he was picked after they got the Odin.
Available hunters that had a way out. I mean, you really were looking at Uller. I don't think Uller is really Soberjo's god, but either way, I mean, you still have the ultimate to get up into the air to buy yourself some time. And if you sit up there, I think Odin Ring is about what 6 seconds, which is the same time as you can sit up there in the ROM ultimate to give it the full duration. So you can definitely avoid a lot of the damage. With 3 people here in the middle lane for Chicken Thigh Savers, looks like they want to. No, 4 people. Excuse me. Looks like they want to fight here. The leap over the wall, but block keeper on Josh Calls not does too much damage. There's a whirlpool, but Giglito's going to be forced to use the beads of stun. Crush is there. He's going to die for first blood. Actually, mid lane getting the kill on there. There's 5 people collapse on middle at the very start of the game before minions even reach any of the waves.
All right, sorry, I was desynced a bit there, but we're synced up again now. But yeah, I'm surprised he ended up dying there. He burned beads and still ended up, the kill went to Chicken Thigh. Surprising.
Yeah, just a 5-man rotation. Though they are going to lose some pressure, especially in the solo lane side. I don't think they're going to worry about it too much because they didn't really miss any minions for that play. That's just going to be a free about 600 gold in their favor right now. Now, they also have really good rotations into this jungle. They could meet them on the purple. Sober Joe and Liquido did take the smalls, but they are going to be able to not... Sorry, Chicken Thigh will be able to steal away their red and invade.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go for the speed invade, but very fair enough to go defend their speed from, or their damage from the duo lane invade coming out of Chicken Thigh, or landslide there.
Yeah, Blockkeeper is going to leap in on a Sojo on the left side, but he's only level 1. He doesn't have altogether too much to do. All that EXP sharing was not a good idea there.
Yeah, as we look at the graphs, and it's still just slight gold lead in the favor of Chicken Thigh, but otherwise experience and everything else is pretty much entirely even, so nothing that comes into effect too much as of yet.
Yeah, Chicken Thigh do have a slight lead here with a really good play, but they haven't been able to really get much out of it besides rotation into their own buffs. They haven't really invaded anything. Landslide is still able to farm pretty safely here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad either for that just to be even, because it is a Poseidon early game. He has a ton of clear, so to alleviate some of that pressure for the Scylla to get here for clear online is not something that, as Chicken Thigh, I'm complaining about.
Yeah, pretty even here, pretty stale. There hasn't really been much fighting going on, but I guess something I ask all my co-casters. I never really got to ask you this game, Creo, is if you had to pick, you play jungle, if you had to pick the Nemesis or the Rat, which side, based just on the comp, do you think you would pick?
Well, for the gods, I have to pick Rat just because I don't like Nemesis right now, even with that recent quality of life change. I don't know if we can exactly call it too much of a buff. I still just like Rat in this meta more. And for team comps, same, I guess. Chicken Thigh, just more hard CC, which is just so valuable in this game.
Yeah, I think I have to somewhat agree. I mean, I think I like Nemesis just playing her personally more, but I think as far as team comps, I think Chicken Thigh have a slightly better one, especially if they can get this Odin to work out. But I'm really worried that we're gonna see Odin just kind of fall off, not get a lot of work done, not get good rings, or not get a good follow-up to the rings that we've seen in some of the other games, and not really be effective and make it essentially a 4v5, as we used to see the old Thanatoses of old do when they didn't get ahead.
Yeah, definitely has to get it rolling early as...
Oh, on the left side, Super jumping force feed to beat. He does have the ultimate, but he's going to fall here pretty shortly. Bam's going to get the last hit on that kill. It's a 4-man rotation to the left side, but it looks like the gank onto the right. Josh Rock is going to use the ultimate onto not a Valve game. Jitlittle with the Kraken as well, and Valve is going to go really shortly to death. But now the Gold Fury's been taking the Suns, have been using the left side across the map. These objectives have been shooting, but Liquid Joe is here to try to contest. He doesn't have the ultimate, but he's waiting to hold his one. And Chicken Thigh is going to be able to save that up, but they're all very low. Unfortunately, there wasn't any more follow-up for Liquid Joe there.
Go ahead and pause right here. I'm stuck in slow-mo. It's going from slow-mo to ×4 for some reason. I can't get it to stop. What is happening?
Hopefully, see if we can get all synced up.
Okay, go ahead. Are you hitting play right now? Not sure.
All right, why don't you desync for me, and then we'll just manually count down.
Okay, I'm at 348. Where are you?
I'm gonna go on 1, 3. All right, guys, sync is super great. Even when you turn off auto sync, sometimes it does that to you. Either way, we should be getting back, and we should all be together again now. No problems here. And I think a really good fight by Chicken Thigh Saviors there. They were able to get the good rotation, and the Gold Fury picked up just a free objective for them. And now they're sitting at a 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, Sober Joe in that fight, you saw the instant he rolled forward in that left lane. He instant regret, just ganked by a Ratatosker, 4 people in his lane. Just great rotations from Chicken Thigh there to pick up that objective.
Yeah, it was a good job at least from Landside to get the counter gank, but they just didn't have any more damage on the left side of the map to contest or push Chicken Thigh Saviors off of that Gold Fury, and just led to a free objective being taken by them. Thankfully, it's an early Gold Fury. It's probably only about right now overall, so it's not the end of the world, but looks like another gank here on the left side. Red Tusk ultimate is probably being used. Ernest Soberjo is going to land down here. Doesn't have any beats, he's going to be able to dash away from the stun. Chicken Thigh Saber dashing in, continue getting more damage. Bam popping the Emma Monster. I don't think he's going to be able to get the range here. He's going to be missed, but here's the Kraken doing a lot of damage as well. Bamf is picked up on the counter rotation. 3-man ultimate coming out of Sylvanas. As Josh is going in the snipe from Sober Joe. Are going to get another kill for them. That was a really good turnaround and a 2-for-0 trade for Landslide.
Okay, also, do you happen to know the hotkey for making health bars disappear or appear? Is that a thing? Because they aren't showing up for me, I just noticed.
Well, Spectator is 8. Why don't we take a pause? Let's go to a wait screen, guys, and take a pause and see if we can kind of fix some of these technical difficulties outside the cast here, guys. We'll be right back.
Okay, everything is messed up too. Oh.
All right, guys, we're back in the game. We've solved all the problems. Hopefully, thankfully, these games are not live, so these are not. It's not too bad of a wait for us to get back in. So we are back, Creo. We've made it through. They're gonna do the oracles. It is a landslide. Pick them up for free after a really good rotation on the left side.
Yeah, sorry here, as I have to reorganize the characters again.
Yay! Doing it, guys.
Should all be good now. All right.
It should be going back in, having no problems here. Either way, actually, something else I noticed, just taking a look at the builds really quickly, we can see a mana chalice for Terra. What do you think about that one, Kriya?
Definitely interesting. It's not something we've seen much, but I don't necessarily dislike it. I haven't played Terra solo myself, so I don't know how mana heavy it is. But I believe she has to use all of her abilities to full clear the waves, so I see it coming in use for sure. And as a Terra, without having that lane pressure, because a Nemesis jungle, because a Nike solo, apologize there, is much more pressure than a Terra, and she's going to get her blue buff pressured a lot this way. If she loses her blue buff, not that big a loss.
All right, I can see it could be useful. I mean, I think also the blue hasn't really been invaded, so I think it's kind of not super great, but it also means that towards this middle laning fight, you can kind of just burn mana at will, and there's no real loss for it. But you can see not about game with just her 2 and the dash is able to full clear the waves right now, so I'm not really having a problem now at level 9.
Yeah. What do you think of the of Nike going Mark of the Vanguard here? I mean, I guess the passive was good. I was thinking the physical protection against a Terra.
I think the Mark of the Vanguard is probably the best item at all for Nike. She doesn't need the blue stone for clear. She doesn't really need the death stone for clear or sustain either, because she one shots the wave at around level 6 anyways with her 2-1 combo. So I think Mark of the Vanguard is kind of the only starter item that is valuable after like the 5-minute mark, and it's definitely probably the better pickup for all Nike solos, I think.
As good as Odin ult Sylvanas in the middle.
Yeah, Kraken's going to be used onto Blockkeeper. Not a lot of damage coming out, though. The Odin cage is going to keep him alive. He'll be able to walk away, but Liquid Joe is just fine. He will be able to survive easily, but now could be not a Valve Gaming caught out. But Dash Away is not a Valve, and he'll be just fine to be able to disengage here. Banff looking for some more damage on Josh Goggles. Not going to lane, but there's 4 people in the middle lane for the landslide, and same thing for Chicken and Thigh Sabers. Both ADCs are rotating back to their lanes, but this is probably going to be a 4v4 fight.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see them not commit more onto Liquid Joe there, but it didn't end up hurting them as they got the Kraken in return for an Odin ult, which is a good trade in my opinion.
Under the tower, Chicken Thigh Saviors is having a really tough time standing up to this. Now they're going to dash in onto Josh Goggles. Still has his shield up. He's going to use it to avoid some of the damage. Sylvanas heals and Wisp should be able to bring him up to full health pretty shortly. It won't really matter too much. And this game is just really close, just like the last one.
Yeah, no lead happening either way. Slight XP lead for Landslide, but a slight gold lead for Chicken Thigh.
Both these teams are back and forth, and they're definitely very even in skill level, it seems. Both teams have a lot to offer, and they're definitely both playing well. I think you can see how these rotations and fights have been very close, and just these comps have been very important as well, and who's being the better comp. And I think that's why we focus so much. But look at the Gold Fury has been started up here by Landslide.
Yeah, something they definitely have to watch out for the Odin Bomb, though, as they are coming around.
Yeah, Odin Bomb over the wall is going to do a lot of damage. Here's the Suns on top of the cage. Liquid Joe's on a lot of damage. He's going to use Meditation, trying to survive a little longer. He's going to eventually fall, but the snipes are coming through as well. Blockkeeper and Thy Savior is incredibly low. Miklin's going to get killed by dashing in, but he's going to Blockkeeper on the other end is going to fall. But now Josh is in a world of hurt. Nike Celestial is going to kill Thy Savior. Sentinel over the wall is going to save Bamp, but Josh is going to fall in a 3-for-2.
Yeah.
Black Armor's forcing them out. They're really not healthy enough to fight his Chicken Thigh Saviors, and overall, this Lucius fight is going to be a wash.
Yeah, neither team able to get Gold Fury off of that overall win for Chicken Thigh, I believe it was that got the 3, but not able to capitalize off of it as Poseidon and Nike were both full health at the end there.
Yeah, something to note, Miklin is 3-0 so far. He's gotten a lot of these last hits, doing a lot of damage, and I think Chicken Thigh had a huge impact in that fight because they were able to get 3 people inside the cage, 3 people underneath the Suns, and just a lot of AoE damage coming out from those ultimates.
Yeah, Miklin having a very aggressive build as well, the early Ikaval looking to fight, but Rom we see going for the Dev Gloves. He's going to go for the extreme late game, as it takes 75 stacks to get that online fully.
Yeah, I mean, something actually noting, I think Weekend made a video. I know some people do love and do hate Weekend, but he made an interesting video of him watching his old 667 game, and he noted that the game is so much faster now. I mean, it used to be about 40 minutes till you got all 6 items online, and now it's like 30, if that, by the time you get all your items online. And you can really just see, we're calling Dev Glove's build 75 stacks, like a late game. 2 years ago, that was a nonsense statement to make, but it is kind of true.
Yeah, definitely. I would have liked to see the boots rush or not boots rush, but just an earlier game damage item than dev gloves. I'm not a fan of dev gloves right now, especially just the way this game has been going.
Yeah, the Archival really means that Sober Joe can't really take too many autos from Micklin before he has to back off, and he's going to get a little bit better at that trade on the left side under the tower. But yeah, I mean, it just means you're going to lifesteal more, so you'll be able to probably trade out a lot of these fights. But getting the Archival on that Rommel, which I assume is the next item, but here comes the Nemesis ultimate. A lot of damage on the tower. Micklin will be forced to use ultimate and beads on the Josh goggles to take the stun, but he'll be fine. The snipes are going to miss. Odin Cage over the wall is going to land onto 2, and the Rattle has fallen as well. Josh goggles is going to fall to the crush damage from Bam, and Sober Joe's going to hit that I'm a Monster. Meditation to keep him alive, but he's going to chase his in. Bird Bomb is good. One more auto attack. The 3 will get it, and now Younger's Might is going to be able to continue going through. Thigh Saver is going to get a stun off Liquid Joe. That's a 3-for-0 trade so far for Chicken Thigh Savers. They completely clean up this fight, and the Gold Fury is next on their priority list.
Huge ult out of Blockkeeper on that Odin there. I don't even think he was aiming for the Rom. He was ulting the Nemesis, and Rom just happened to come down from his ult and land in it as well, and the two of them just standing next to each other got hit by everything and just deleted.
Yeah, Jillo forced to back out there. I mean, Falcon's getting the most he can out of this. He's going to get this wave here on the right side and some damage onto this T1, but I don't think there's really much he could have done. He just wasn't able to rotate the same way Terra can, and that's why Terra Soul has really been popularized, not just because of the CC and the tankiness, but a lot of it is just the ultimate is global. She has so much impact on these team fights when she's not even there.
Yeah, global ultimates in general are a tough thing to deal with in the solo laner, as Blackarm's trying to get this tower to kind of pay back for that tower rotation, which he does.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get it. I think it's definitely still in Chicken Thigh Savior's favor, and 2,600 gold is going to say the same and agree with me there. But either way, the late game coming out of Landslide definitely puts them in a good spot to, they're not too far behind this game. If this was a 5 or a 6k gold lead, you could say something about it. Definitely Chicken Thigh Savers is in the driver's seat, but I don't think Landside's completely out of it this one yet.
Yeah, definitely potential to come
and
back.
Nemesis ultimate onto Blockkeeper. He's going to get melted off the Kraken. He's so low, but he's not going to actually fall. He's going to be able to get out because of the Odin Cage, unfortunately for Landslide. And that's a lot of ults used. The Rom ult's been used as well as on the left side because Crush is down onto him. He's going to land a couple damage, but now Sober Joe's inside of the ult. He forced to pop his Aegis, but there's a Sentinel of Zeus trying to stop Micklin from going back in. Micklin's going to back up, but the I'm a Monster is going to take out Jillido on the middle lane. And now Chicken Thigh Saber taking a move in. There's the Rama is going to get forced to back off, and now Liquid Joe is going to get bursted by the Rat ult and Bamf with the Crush. He's going to continue pushing. Thigh Saber's looking for more. Is not going to get the stun off of the Acorns, but a really good fight again for Chicken Thigh Sabers.
Yeah, and after that fight, they have objectives to go for. They're going to go for the middle tower, although they're still going to dive and look for the kill as well. Just try to force them out.
For the tower, Ballkeeper is not going to get the damage out of the Odin Bird Bomb, but Josh Goes continuing to fight into him. He's got pretty good damage. He's going to beads the stun coming out of Terra, and that's just a complete back off for Chicken Thigh Sabers. But they're backing off to go directly to this Portal Demon.
Yeah, definitely the right call. They got the one objective. They knew they couldn't get a tier 2 and go straight for that Portal Demon.
There's not a lot of contest here. Nike's going to try to do something, but I don't think it's really going to get much off. Sober Joe throws a few astral arrows, but nothing is really going to come of it. Liquid Joe's they're trying to look for some kind of contest to force them to disengage. But the Pearl Demon is up. They could get teleported back from behind, but now Nadabomb again is going to hit by the Kraken, and the Nemesis ult, even taken out by 3 people, are inside the cage. The ult's going to come out from Sylvanas, get a good knock up and damage. Jetlittle's looking for more, but he doesn't have much. A good Whirlpool is going to catch 2. Blockkeeper's taking a lot of damage. I don't think he's going to fall here. The Rend is going to be enough, actually. Blackarm getting a kill onto Blockkeeper, and this could actually be a Fire Giant rush, even though it's only at 15 minutes. It's really the only objective lit on the map. But no, they're just not going to let anyone come through TP. But the Pearl Demon is up. This is a really risky call by Landslide, but they're going to do it. They're going to call for this Fire Giant, but the Sentinel comes in from Bamf. They could look to just turn directly onto him. Stun onto Josh Goggles. Liquid Joe being fighting onto Miglin. They're going to be forced to Bird Bomb away, but there's a monster who's going to hit onto 2. Ratchet scrolled up into the sky. Is going to look for Jit Little on the backline. He's going to miss, juked up by Jit, but there's more damage. Saber is going to be able to use a 2, so the push is going to be enough, but both Millers are going to trade. It's in the backline. Josh Goggles is going to get another kill onto Bamf. Miglin not able to get the good ricochet, and that's just a 1-for-1 trade as the Fire Giant gets baited.
Yeah, definitely a bait there. I'm surprised Chicken Thigh walked in that close because they knew Scylla was up with the ult. So definitely a successful bait out of Landslide, able to pick up a couple more kills and increase their lead.
Yeah, Chicken Thigh Saber is still in the driver's seat on this one, but they were able to get a little bit something out of that one, but it still ended up being a mid laner for a mid laner trade. And this T1 tower is going to fall just because of the way the waves are pushed. Taking a look at the gold grass, but a 3,000 gold lead for Chicken Thigh Saviors, but they've been kind of slowed down by Landslide here. Landslide's being able to stem the bleeding, but this next fight I think is really going to decide whether this gold lead goes even or this gold lead is going to become out of control.
Yeah, next fight, unless it's a close fight and they trade pretty evenly, the next fight is going to be the Fire Giant because there's no more tier 2s in that area, or tier 1s in that area to pick up aside from the Chicken Thigh middle tier 1, and no Gold Fury or Portal Demon. Although the Gold Fury is respawning soon, the next fight might happen over there. As
yeah, Gold Fury is probably going to be the next. It's probably going to be the next one of contentions. Oracles look to be contested over here. It looks like Nike's still pushing out that wave, and they're just going to actually... Chicken Thigh Savior is going to get both of the Oracle minions there and get the ward, but either way, it looks like there's probably going to see a pretty early rotation into a 5v5. Just off the other fight, actually, these teams are actually across the board under-leveled compared to where they should be at this point in the game, mostly because they just haven't been farming, they've been fighting.
Yeah, there's been so much back and forth in this game. Not as much as the last game, but still, in general, no one has gotten a big lead, and so no one team is farmed that much more than the other.
I think the one big difference we noticed, we caught a couple of Challenger Division games, and I think the real big difference you notice between them and the Premier League is that are so patient. They would rather go back and farm and just wait for a good opportunity rather than just try to force the engage and force the issue, as Anatoly would say. And then they're very good at just biding their time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the right call too, because there is no major lead for either team here. They don't want to take a fight and just throw the lead to the other team.
Yeah, it's definitely the right call, I think. And this game still is very close. These team fights have been pretty close. Chicken Thigh Sabres winning the last couple ones of them. I think they're definitely in a good position. There's a lot of damage coming out from Bamf. He's really done a lot of work on this Syl in the way that Jit Little wasn't able to do the previous game. Gold Free is going to be started. Joshua was looking for you guys on him. Brute onto him from Not a Valve game. They didn't force him out, but Nike's here in the back line. The Sentinel Zeus is out as the Gold Fury is disengaged from. Odinol is going to land, but there's really no follow-up. The Suns are down inside the cage, but there's only Josh Goggles inside of it. Valve Game is still looking for more initiation, but Josh Goggles is going to get the med to keep himself alive. No one has still died in this team fight, but a lot of ultimates have been expended, especially on the side of Chicken Thigh Saviors. They're going to be forced to back off a little bit, but looking for more damage is Bamf. They're trying to bait this Gold Fury. Josh Goggles is still pretty low, but they do have the Wisps healing from Sylvanas and the protections that those Wisps provide. Terra heals on the other side as well, and this looks like it's probably just going to be another re-engage pretty shortly here.
Yeah, we saw Odin jump in with the bird bomb there, and they tried to burst him back, but they delayed a second before they started going on him, and so his jump came off cooldown in time for him to escape again. So surprising, Andy's back in the fight already.
Yeah, the Gold Fury is just continually being danced around by both teams. Josh Goggles is only about half health. The Gold Fury just started unleashed by Chicken Thigh Saviors. Not about going and blink used by Blockkeeper. The Kraken is going to hit onto no one, and Liquid Joe is caught inside the cage with no fall. He's going to pull Miglin away from Josh Goggles. He's forced to bird bomb away, and now they're going to rack rotation. Here's the Ratatoskroll as well as the Suns have come back on cooldown to Liquid Joe Blackarm, but not a lot of damage done. Meditation going to keep Landslide super healthy as Jit Little rotates back around on the other side. Whirlpool is down, but on the other side, Blackarm is trying to fight into 3 members of Sentinel Zeus. Blockkeeper and Not Game are taken very low. As Jocko looks for more. I don't know if when the Kraken's coming up, but it should be up fairly soon. There's more damage on the left side. Black Arm is going to be forced to completely disengage. There's a Rama ulti. Don't know where it's going to go. Aimed in for. Joshua's going to blink in onto Not Game. He's going to pick up the kill there. The first kill, this long, 5-minute long extended team fight is going to go down in favor of Lances. Continue to push in onto Micklin. Terra ult's going to be popped. And the heal for Micklin is going to be there, but it looks like rotation back onto this Gold Fury. Black Arm looking to zone as Gold Fury is taken by his team. Vamp still looking to try to steal from the side. Black Arm has spotted him out. There's the root, but the crush hasn't come out yet. But the pull in as well. He's going to be forced to Sentinel completely away, but directly into the hands of Josh Goggles as the Gold Fury is leashed. Joshua's getting another kill onto there as Liquid Joe looking to push forward onto Micklin. The root is there. Liquid Joe taken low, but the meditations are there for the team once again. They've been really important in this team fight. Now Josh Goggles trying to go in for 1v3. He's going to dash in, gets a little bit of damage, but once again the Wisps are there.
What a long fight. Odin's come back 3 times from base, has it been throughout this fight? Like, it's just keeping on going, and they aren't even able to finish it off with the Gold Furies. They just go for middle tower. Looks like they're going to back up and pick up Gold Fury on their way back to base, though.
I really think both teams just really don't want me to have a voice by the end today. I think they just want me to keep on talking and never, ever stop. They must really enjoy the sound of my voice, or at least my ego can tell me that. As I can take the Gold Fury, I think they're going to leash it once again. Come on, just someone pick it up and go in for it. The Ice Savior is going to land down onto the Nike, but not much of a blink again from Blocker looking to engage. Only going to hit the bird on Liquid Joe, but there's a Nemesis directly in response. The Gold Fury hasn't started, but there's the Suns once again. This is completely deja vu. Black Arm just going to completely walk through forward. The Gold Fury is kind of getting low. It's about 1/3 health. There's Sentinel of Zeus down onto the backline. It's going to get leashed once again as Joshua comes in the backline onto Micklin and Thigh Saber. I'm a Monster has been popped. The Kraken is there. Chicken Thigh Saber is secured, but at what cost as the fight continues to go forward? Micklin is going to get chased down. The dash is there. Sober Joe trying to continue on to not a Valve game, but it looks like there aren't very many other picks there for them, and Chicken Thigh Saber is going to take this one and completely disengage.
Just the Gold Fury finally goes down as we see the graphs go slightly back into the favor of Chicken Thigh again, although Landslide looks like they're going to go for a full demon in return, and I don't know if Chicken Thigh will be in time to respond to this.
But it's only not a Valve game. It is going to be picked up by Landslide. The root is here on Liquid Joe. He's actually getting a lot of damage. He's probably going to fall here to the dot damage from not a Valve. He will. The Soul Laner for Chicken Thigh Saber getting a good kill there. There's a full disengage coming out for a Landslide. Black Arm leaps over the wall. Speed buffs Josh trying to do. I don't know if he can do this directly in front of Thy Savior. Black Arm is there to help him. The speed buff is going to actually be stolen away, unfortunately, for Landslide. Is this... No, the Fire Giant's going to be started here, Creo.
Just back and forth with every single objective. They got Gold Fury, the other team gets Portal Demon, and now the other team's going for Fire Giant.
Yeah, Fire Giant being started up here. It's actually not taking very low. Looks like it's going to be a bait here. Whirlpool's going to land on 3 members. There's no Kraken to fall, but Jai Saber's been taken very low. Sentinel of Zeus and the beads for one player is going to be popped there. Now, Sober Joe can try to go in, but there he's going to get caught by the Odin ult. He's going to be forced to pop in the air. The Kraken's going to land onto Micklin. The meditation going to keep him alive for now. The Ramos snipes as well. The Birdbomb over the wall is going to try to keep him alive. There's a chase there for Josh Goggles. He's going to be forced to use the ultimate, but I'm a Monster is going to crash in. Josh Goggles taken out, trading his life for Micklin. I'm a Monster second. It's not going to land. Now, Bamf is going to be knocked out, taking a lot of damage from the ADC on Landslide. And now Black Arm going to pick it up with a nice little rend onto Bamf. 2-for-1 trade so far for Chicken Thigh Sabers. Meditation being used. Jet little chasing down not a Valve game. Don't know if they quite have the damage. They definitely have an advantage to push into some kind of objective. Not a Valve going to try to get a root here. Double dash out. He should be able to survive, but this could be a T2 fall.
So much fighting as they don't go for Fire Giant off of this one, though it does look like they're going to push this T2. Don't know if they'll be able to get it, though, as 3 members of Chicken Thigh are still standing.
Into a blocky needs a bird bomb out. Looks like he's trying to disengage his Landslide. They're gonna completely back off. Soberdo just want to get more pot shots in. He's taking a lot of damage from the Titan from the tower, but now Black Arm is in. He's gonna fully just tank it up. Face tanking it. No fear, Shakespeare. He's gonna walk right away. But blink in from Blockkeeper's looking for Sober Joe. Bean's being used by him, but he's gonna completely juke the bird bomb like a boss and get out of that one. No trouble. Valve game continue to initiate, but he's taking pretty low himself and at the dash back away.
Yeah, it feels like Odin has used Blink 3 times in this fight because they just haven't stopped fighting that whole time. And it's come off cooldown. How long of a cooldown is that again? 90 seconds. He's used it 3 times. This fight has been going on for so long.
These fights have been slightly in Landslide's favor over and over again. What was a 3,000 goal lead is now 1,000, and essentially, actually an EXP lead for Landslide, though it's only about 1,000 in their favor. So this game is dead even after all this fighting, and really, I have no idea who's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, deja vu to the last game again, just back and forth, no team coming out on top until the end game, I guess.
Yeah, taking a look at builds really quickly, something really questionable I noted is this Ratatosker's build. He has no pen build 25 minutes into the game. Went for a Void Shield into a Heartseeker after the Hydra's Lament. And
Well, to be fair, that is 30 pen though. 10 off of the Heartseeker and 20 off of Void Shield. Not a huge amount. Are you there, Silent?
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Terrell being used onto the Fire Giant. Liquid Joe is going to go in, but I'm a monster popped on Bamf, who's very low. And no one can secure this one yet. The Suns have rained down, and it seems like Chicken Thigh is going to be able to barely get this one, but at what cost? Because Bamf is very low, forced a Sentinel out. Jet Little is going to be able to continue fighting on that back end. Black Arm is going to face tank a lot of damage. Miklin's going to be taken out here. Black Arm with the Sentinel is just going to use so much health out. Ice Savior is going to barely get out with Across the Skies, but Valve Game is going to be focused down onto. He's going to be wailed into by Josh Goggles and Sober Joe, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 trade. They lost the Fire Giant, but they definitely are going to get this T2 and possibly a Phoenix out of it.
Yeah, just bit of overcommit by Chicken Thigh onto the Fire Giant. They should have backed off and looked for the fight, as Landslide is going to get a Phoenix off of this.
Yeah, I don't think this can really be completely contested. They're all pretty much full health. Blink in for Odin, but he's going to get knocked up immediately into the Whirlpool. He's taking a lot of damage, and he's going to die to Liquid Joe, actually. The support finally getting some love here on this end. And this is going to be a right side Phoenix and possibly a middle Phoenix as well if they rotate over. They still have Black Arm and Liquid Joe to tank this up, but they're going to side better against it. It looks like they're going to rotate into the jungle and possibly get a Portal Demon on the way out.
Yeah, grab a speed buff and Portal Demon. They could have gone for middle, but I do respect the call to back off and play it safer, as they aren't actually going to Portal Demon. Looks like they're going to go for Gold Fury.
Yeah, Gold Fury, they're just going to rotate over. I don't really think Chicken Thigh Savior should really contest it. I think they should just really let it go. Allow for this gold lead to just kind of be negated. But now Chicken Thigh Saviors, even though they got the Fire Giant on 2 members, they are down 4,000 EXP. That's basically negligible at this point with 2,000 gold. Probably about 4,000 at this point. And Landslide's back in this game, Korea.
Yeah, I mean, just complete swing in the other direction. We've seen it most of the game. Well, it has been fairly close. Most of the game has been in the favor of Chicken Thigh. So to see Landslide come back with this huge lead, we were kind of hating on the Devourer's Gauntlet pickup earlier on in this match, but it has obviously come back. And as the game has gone this late, it's definitely become valuable.
I think what it really comes down to here is the Rama matchup just against the Huyi. If you just take a quick look at player damage, the Rama was very low damage towards later into this fight. Most of his damage being in the last recent time. Landslide do pick up the Portal Demon. Blockkeeper taken very low. The Sun's rain down inside that cage. Blockkeeper is going to be taken out really shortly here. At least he should. The Terrell is going to heal him up, but Josh Goggles is going to be able to survive the damage from Bamf. The Meditation going to keep him alive as well. Thy Savior is the first to fall in this team fight on the right end, as Not About Game now could be in an awkward position. He's going to be able to double dash out, but all the way in the front, Sober Joe chasing down Miklin, blinking by Josh Goggles onto Blockkeeper, as Sober Joe picks up Miklin. 2-for-0 trade so far in favor of Landslide. Now Not About Game is going to be the next to fall. 3-for-0 trade. This will be a middle Phoenix grid.
Yeah, just, again, just a fight too far out. They should have been further back. Just chaos.
And these fights have been really spread out, absolutely chaotic. A lot of times, both junglers trying to take on the other side's mid laners, both ADCs taking on each other, really separated team fights, which I think has really led to Landslide getting the upper hand in these team fights because Sober Joe is just able to do so much damage right now to the front line.
Yeah, and we saw Syl in that last fight too hit a 2-person I'm a Monster, but just nothing came of it. They were just too far gone at that point. They couldn't come back. And I'm surprised to see Syl also pick up the Fallen Nomicon. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I think it can be good. I definitely think it's something you should build out after the Rod of Tahuti. You don't really need the lifesteal. It doesn't really provide you too much lifesteal, and you're really trying to go for the burst. But we haven't seen a lot of auto attacks coming out of Bamf where he's been able to pick off the kill off them. And really what we're just looking at is just an item that's just not getting a lot of use. I mean, it has 75 magical power, some lifesteal on it, but nothing like a Rada Tahuti Rush would have given him.
Yeah, 75 magical power is significantly 25 less than the average power for an item in the mage tree. So I definitely would have liked to see just the Rada Tahuti Rush or some other similar straight power item to allow those island monsters to just one-shot people and get that cooldown reset.
The graph's just been a really quick climb up for a landslide. Now 9,000 gold in the lead. They have the advantage here, pushing forward to the second game of the set, try to split it forward. They are in the driver's seat now. They're going to look for this fire giant, I assume, and try to pick it up or force the fight. But Chicken Thigh Sabers are definitely not out of this, because even though they have a huge goal lead now that's landslide, Chicken Thigh Sabers has made these fights incredibly close.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the story of this set has been close. Like, one team might have a lead, but that doesn't mean they're just stomping on the other team in every fight. As Chicken Thigh is definitely still fighting as they come in to contest this, and it's too late.
Yeah, Landslide is going to pick up the fire giant, but Joshua could get caught in a lot of in a bad position. Sentinel Zeus being used by Blackheart. Missing to fight. Red Telescope being used, but Bamf is getting shredded in the backline by Josh Goggles. He's going to fall to Sober. Joe's going to get the last hit on that one. Visager not able to do much with the Red Telescope in the backline. The sun's rained down, but Micklin is still probably going to fall here. Completely shredded by Sober. Joe is going to get a double kill here, doing a really good job. And that steroid coming out of his second ability is just shredding through the back line.
Just deleted that chin size. He has a Deathbringer as well, so he has chin size and some crit on there. That must have had some crits in there, because their health just disappeared.
And Sober Jojo looking to end the game here. There's the Kraken to millions of the Titan, and that's going to be the end of this game. A 1-1 split. Both teams incredibly close fighting. Probably one of the best sets we've had so far in the PSL, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to show the stat screen for you really quickly, give us a little bit more analytical rundown, and then we're going to head off for the night.
Yeah, and we can see right now the player damage out of Poseidon actually is at the top of the charts, which I find surprising. Must have had some big Krakens.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage. He was able to get a lot of whirlpools off in the fight over and over because they lasted so long. But also need to note, Sober Joe had 17,000 damage about 25 minutes in. He is now at 25,000 damage. I mean, this is what a late game Rama does with crit and chin size. Just absolutely shreds. He did so much work. But I think if we're going to give player of the game, it's got to be to Josh Goggles. He did so much work in the back line, ulting in the back, Bamf over and over again, and just really was a nuisance for Chicken Thigh Sabers.
Yeah, we saw multiple times as the fights were going on. You would see off on the side of the screen just Josh Goggles chasing out whoever survived with barely any health and just finishing them off. It happened, I don't know how many times, but we definitely saw it quite a bit. So great positioning from Josh Goggles to be able to follow up on those kills.
So that's going to be it for guys. Thank you so much for watching. Quick shout out to Creo for coming in and helping me cast, so I don't have to try to solo cast this set. But either way, guys, we should be back, I believe, on either Tuesday or Wednesday with the next sets of the week 2 of the Phoenix Valley. If you want to find out more information, go directly below this stream. You can go to our Discord link and go see all the documents that we have in the documents chat there, all the announcements, all the information to really get a good look at what the PSL is all about. But thank you guys so much for watching. Anything else to add before we head off, Kriya?
Not much. Everyone have a great week.
Have a great week, guys. See you guys later.